morning. This is the Morning Rant, and I'm your host, JahLogic. And with me, I have my two co-hosts, Schoolboy and Stephon.
What's up?
What's up, man? Good morning. Good morning to you two, brothers.
Good morning. I thought you said something about the Lakers. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, fill me in, man. I don't really go in with the sports thing. Are they doing good right now?
Yeah, they won last night. No big deal. No big deal.
That's what's up. Schoolboy, you watch basketball?
Nah, I don't have cable television. I'm not out here looking for a bunch of dudes playing sports and playing with balls and stuff like that. It's not my thing. It's not my thing, man.
You weren't good at it.
Much respect to the people who like to watch grown men play with balls. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel no kind of way about it.
Okay, we get so woke and educated, we get crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Didn't you play football?
Yeah, I play football.
You were really good too, weren't you?
Yeah, an actual sport.
Knew how to tackle a brother, didn't you? Knew how to get him on the ground. Yeah.
Well, I played offense, so I get it though. You feel some kind of way. It's all good, man. Look, man, if you like men playing with balls, there's nothing wrong with that. No shame in your game.
All right. I mean, speaking of sports, we're gonna definitely have a sports story or two in the lineup. We got a great show for y'all. As you know, we come with current-ish news, and we help you come up with your own conclusion, your own strong conclusion, hopefully, due to the different strong opinions on this show. Yesterday's show was pretty fun. We had two special guest hosts that we hope will come back more frequent. And salute to those ladies, Miss Ravioli and K from Montreal via France. And what you guys think about yesterday's show?
It was good. A lot of insight from old girl from across the pond.
True. Schoolboy?
Yeah, man. I liked her style, Hopefully we didn't scare her off. It was all good in the hood. We was talking a lot of shit yesterday, so hopefully she comes back, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, most definitely. I concur. Nah, we spoke afterwards. She's good. We didn't scare her off. She definitely will be back. Kay will definitely be back. And go ahead, Steph.
I said my dog Miss Ravioli popped up.
Yeah, Miss Ravioli definitely pulled up on us. You know what I mean? And I think Miss Ravioli will be back as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go to this first story. Hopefully, eventually, people will pull up in the actual live chat, because it was always a good time with the live chat. They went in yesterday. That was pretty funny too. And we're gonna go to I guess this is a more serious topic. However, we find ways to still poke fun at certain things, and luckily no one died in this scenario. However, we're going to go into this topic that I did mention yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to really go into it. And I feel like it's worth bringing up. I feel like it's worth, looking into. So this is actually a story come to us from the Daily Dot. And it's about a cop, I believe in Florida, who went viral. He went viral for playing basketball with some children. And I guess he received some type of, quote unquote, internet celebrity as the basketball cop. But of course, the whole time he was just a regular cop. You know what I mean? And I say regular cop as in, the average cop running around patrolling our community, harassing our citizens. So this article goes on to say, was titled, Video Shows Beloved Basketball Cop Slamming Black Teen Against Car. And it says, after rising to celebrity cop status in 2016, following a viral video of him playing hoops with a group of teens, Officer Bobby White is now facing backlash for a newly surfaced video that depicts an episode of racial abuse in which he slammed a black teen against the hood of a patrol vehicle. Also known as Basketball Cop, White originally rose to prominence in 2016
That's
after video. Go ahead.
that's his name, White.
His name is definitely White. Yeah. And it says yeah, White originally rose to prominence in 2016 after video spread of him playing with a group of teens during a routine neighborhood patrol stop after a noise complaint was filed by a neighbor against 3 teenagers playing outside. White arrived on the scene. Instead of taking the opportunity to issue charges or a ticket, he settled for a few quick pickup games. And I'm going to make sure I pull up the videos right, so I'm not going to play with it. Pause while we on the screen, but I'm behind the scenes just pull up the video and make sure I have it set, because I hate the fumbling it around. You know what I mean? So, all right. So here's the video. I got it. It's only 1 minute and 38 seconds long, so it's not a long watch. And let me pull it back up. Before I do that, let me get to the chat. I see we got at least one chat pulled up. Well, two. World Financial Group says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Hey, 183rd Bees, my man, Kid from 183rd, third pound says, white man can't jump. Salute to you. It's good to see you in the chat, man. We're real talk, man. Stay tuned, man. Stay in the chat, man, because it's about to turn up, bro. And eventually, I'd love to have you up here on an episode, real talk. So, all right. So, GDP officers responds to basketball complaint. And this is a video of how he handled it and what made him rise to
face mask.
internet stardom. All right, so here we go.
10th Street, from 32, VMS, we got this address in CSAQ. We received several 911 calls from a cell phone, with the child on the line saying someone is dead in Georgia.
How are you? You believe someone's calling to complain about kids playing basketball in the street? You believe that? Yeah. I don't know who called, but obviously, I ain't got no problem with it. Hey, that's a nice hoop. Oh, yeah? I ain't real good at it. Is that like NBA height? Oh, no. Now you bought back on it. The girl said that. The girl probably said that. I know you can dunk on that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Just do me a favor. Obviously, I have no problem with you playing basketball on the street. Just if you can, just try not to be too loud. You know what I mean? Yeah. But have fun. All right. I'd rather see y'all doing this than out there causing problems. All right, you guys play out here every day? Yeah. I might bring some back out. You gonna be out here tomorrow? Yeah. I'm gonna try to bring some back out here. We'll get a little game going tomorrow. All right.
All right, so there's the video where he responded to the complaint with some empathy, some compassion, with some also just realistically, like, they weren't doing anything wrong. It wasn't past a certain time at night. I don't know if that area has like, some type of city, rule where people have to, lower their, their sounds and their voices or whatever. But people, as they do, love to celebrate a cop when they do the right thing, like as if that's not supposed to be their job. So he got famous for that. And he even started an organization. So the article went on to say the video ultimately led to widespread praise of White, who used the newfound recognition to invite celebrities like Shaq and the Harlem Globetrotters to play with those in the neighborhood, as well as founding the Basketball Cop Foundation, a charity dedicated to fostering police/youth relations nationwide. However, this is also the same cop in another scenario that we're about to watch, and he's singing a different tune basically in this next video. He's moving a little different. So let's see what happened in this video.
Man, he bothering us black folks for no reason. Done pulled up at the store, bothering us black folks. He ain't do nothing. What you talking to him for? What'd he do? Can you tell us what we did, sir? You stopped us for no reason. Can you tell us what we did?
I'm telling you to sit down right now. Sit down.
He touching us. He ain't did nothing.
Put your hands on your back. Hands on your back. Down. Down.
Man, what you doing?
Lay down on the car.
Fuck 12, man. Fuck 12. Fuck the police. Police bothering us for no reason. What you doing? For what? Resisting?
All right, so we've seen enough. That video goes on for a while. The young man filming, he doesn't get arrested. He does, eventually curse them out, things like that. But as the man said, they arrested this young man for resisting arrest. However, he was initially stopped just for the fact that he was riding a bike, probably on a sidewalk, which is, I think, just a ticket. At least in New York City, I know that's supposed to be a ticket that most people don't get, but it's possible you can get. What's your thoughts on him rising to popularity, starting an organization, and then ultimately being outed as the same cop who will arrest a 16-year-old for resisting arrest just because he doesn't understand why he's being stopped for a bike, and how he handled the situation? Starting with Schoolboy. Go ahead.
Yeah. So a lot of black people have this thing where they have this white savior. You know what I'm saying? They grew up in churches looking at this white guy and calling him Jesus. And so when a white person comes around and says, "Hey, I want to play basketball with you folks," they get excited, and they all extra. "Oh, thank you, Lord. He done came out and played basketball with us. This must be one of the good ones, So now he starts this nonprofit. And these folks who have money are giving him money and put money in his pocket. So he has kind of a covering. A lot of times people use money as a covering for the shit that they do wrong. So, you want to rape little kids, just donate $1 million to a kids foundation. You can do whatever you want to do, and that's what a lot of these people do. So like I'm talking about Epstein and, the Clintons and stuff like that. They do a lot of great stuff for kids. They also rape kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not giving nobody a pass because they pay allegedly because they pay money or start an organization or got caught doing the nigga shuffle for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Right. Steph, your thoughts?
You got to take your phone off mute, bro.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. First of all, that cop can't hoop. You can, if you ever played basketball, it takes 5 seconds to see if a guy can hoop. And just by the way he dribbled the basketball, the way he looked uncomfortable holding it and shooting, he can't hoop. So it's a little ironic that he gets the name basketball cop. But he only gets that because he was white and decided to do what he did. If he was a black officer that did what he did, just another day in the neighborhood.
Right.
And let's be honest, it's inherent bias on both sides, right? A lot of times cops assume you're a threat or you're dangerous or whatever because you're a black man, or just because of the fact you're a black man. We also assume that the cops are a danger just because they 12. You know what I'm saying? And I think you see a little bit of that in that video. And you got to be careful because when a cop is cops have an image amongst themselves that they try to hold. So he was trying to be cool with dog because I guess they were stopping him for the little bike thing. But then you getting snarky in front of another cop. Cops change around other cops, like they do. A cop can be the nicest person when you meet them one on one, but then when it's two of them, they get bulk.
So
That's what they do.
what about you sure it was him that was getting bucked and not his man that was filming with the camera?
I'm about to say, honestly, when your man is on the camera hyping this shit up, that because you know the hype man, oh, that pussy ass cop won't chop my dog. Look at this old pussy ass cop. He hears it. You know, he reacted to it. Because you're not helping your dog by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why niggas holding the camera, recording shit on the sideline, acting like they helping. You're not helping. Because if he would have actually murdered your friend, you wouldn't have did nothing but have it on camera.
Do you think he was right?
Who? This seemed like to me. If I'm being honest, it seemed like it was a little bit it was a little bit unnecessary, but this is ultimately in the grand scheme of what we've seen from police officers. This is light for a cop. All right, we have seen a lot worse. You can if you want to argue the fact he didn't have to do all that, you can argue that. I'm not even gonna argue against you. But like I said, I think we've all can admit we've seen a lot worse.
I mean, I've seen a lot worse, but I wouldn't want to go through what he went through. And still, a wrongful arrest is a wrongful arrest. A night in the county or bookings is a night in the county and or bookings.
Now, hold on. We don't know if it was a wrongful arrest because the whole thing started from his bike. Maybe his bike didn't have the proper headlight, the little reflectors on it, and he was being stopped. They can stop you for that. That's a real thing. As petty as it is, it's a real thing.
Yeah, but they can stop you, but that's not arrestable. And the funny thing, the weird thing is always this when it comes to like being arrested for resisting arrest.
That is
what am I being arrested for?
Right.
That's a reasonable question. And they always want to say, well, let me put the handcuffs on you first, and then I'll tell you. What the fuck are you talking about? You're going to take my freedom and then tell me why? But if you're wrong, and we have a constitutional right to defend ourselves from wrongful arrest. So you don't have to let somebody look. Let me abuse you real quick, and then I'm gonna tell you why, and then you can fight it in court later. That's the logic that these law enforcement officers have, and they're wrong. So I'm not gonna say it's a right arrest. He told him turn around, and then he's turned around. Put your hands behind your back. I saw him put his hands behind his back, and the guy makes sure he takes his hand and tries to slam it into the car, into the car hood, to the point where his feet lift up off the ground. Why is all of that necessary?
And let's not forget he was 16. So he looks older, you know what I mean? He was tall or whatever, but he was 16 years old. So he was
listen, you like again, no one knows how old this young man is. When you start getting 18, you set the 16, 18 range, you start looking kind of grown, right? Some of us anyway, right? And again, not excusing this officer. You know, he's saying he was right the way he like you said, slammed the dude. I'm not saying it was right. That's not my standpoint. It just, to me, it didn't seem like something we ain't seen before. It didn't seem nothing big. Like ain't nothing we ain't all been through.
Yeah,
I mean, all of us. I'm gonna say that. Not all of us.
Definitely been through things like that. I definitely don't want to go through it, and I don't want to normalize it neither. So I have to respectfully disagree on the magnitude of it. You know, I'm with Schoolboy on getting arrested for resisting arrest is probably the dumbest shit I ever heard. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna go to these comments. 183rd B says salute to you, homeboy. He also puts he puts his hands on his face and he laughs, but then he gets mad later on when he sees the magnitude of what happened. Pressure says, salute family, salute to you, Pressure. Pressure says, the cameraman is annoying the fuck out of me. That's why I didn't even play the rest of the video, to be honest. The cameraman definitely didn't help the situation. So I have to agree with you there, Steph. He definitely was challenging the cops' authority on behalf of his homeboy. And Pressure also goes, Schoolboy hangs with a wild crew. And World Financial Group says cameraman got him arrested. Laugh out loud. that's the part I do agree with. The cameraman was doing too much, and he was the one who never got arrested. So but that also brings up a point that sometimes they know who to test, right? So if you seem like you got some nuts about you, sometimes that you're the one they leave alone. But then when you are putting your hands behind your back, or you know what I'm saying, the dude literally did what he said outside of sit down on the ground. That's the only thing he didn't want to do, is sit on the ground, right? But when you told him turn around, he turned around. He told him put his hand behind his back. He put his hand behind his back, and his reward for that was getting slammed on the hood of a car. Whereas his homeboy was the one who most likely was pissing him off. He just got the shit on them, call them all types of pussy ass crackers and everything else, and he gets to go home. So, I definitely think the cameraman could have used more poise in how he dealt with advocating for his friend, if in fact that's what he was thinking he was doing.
He didn't even
All
ask for a name and
friends
badge
ain't your
number.
friend.
Right. He didn't even ask for a name and badge number. Like, at least put that out. Make that a big part of the video so we can go back and find this dude.
Right. But we did find him, and apparently that was who they made famous as the basketball cop. So if you just tuning into the show, we just went over a story where the quote unquote basketball cop, who gained internet celebrity from playing basketball with some young kids, also turned around and at sundown was harassing 16-year-olds. You know what I mean? People in the same in the age range. Hemp Lord says just subscribe. Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but that's what's up. Salute to you. And light up some hemp for me. All right. Light up. 183rd says we need more. 183rd B's said we need more cops who grew up in the communities, but they are policing. As far as the cameraman, white people be talking crazy to the police, and the majority of the time, nothing happens. So that's true. And I will say majority of the time, not all of the time, definitely majority of the time. There are some videos where the white people talking crazy. I know my rights. And then they just break their car windows and drag them out and shit like that. But yeah, I agree with you though. We definitely need more cops that grew up in the community. And if you look at the show yesterday, episode 20, we spoke about a black cop who I'm assuming is from our communities, who spoke up. He actually spoke up on social media, using social media to get his clout up, just like this cop did. And he didn't get any nonprofit organization. In fact, he got fired because he spoke up against how they handled George Floyd. He actually got fired, and they not only fired him, now he has a GoFundMe raising just a small $40,000, which probably just is supplementing his pay for 1 year, if that. Hemp Lord says, I'm a man, my nigga. Salute. And he says, about to roll up. Yeah, man, that's what's up. Yeah, roll up and burn one for me. Chris Jones says, good morning. Salute to you. Good morning to you. And yeah, we're gonna go to this next story. Steph, you got your mic right? I know you switching up different headphones and mic devices right now. Where you at with it? I'll let you handle that. I'm gonna take you off the screen while you handle that. All right, cool. So the next story is about, well, you know what? We got another comment. It didn't register in the system yet, but I'm gonna read it because it's based on this story before we go on to the next and just registered. It says, why don't our community boards get involved? We need more brothers from the hood on our community boards. I think we need more brothers from the hood involved in all aspects of politics, community activism, community involvement. And I think since we're the adults now, you know what I'm saying, we're the generation that's in charge. It's really up to us. You know what I'm saying? So I think basically we have to be the change that we want to see. I'm too old to be a cop, but I mean, I could definitely be a politician, a community board member, things like that. Hopefully nothing I say crazy on this show will come back to bite me in the ass if I do decide to do something like that. But at the same time, we've seen crazier, right? You know what I mean? So we've seen people from other communities, say crazy shit on TV and or radio and still get elected. So I don't think it should be held against me. But what we would need is people from our communities to stand up for us when we do that. So if we can have a president that quote unquote grab him by the pussy, and if we can have a fucking governor who made action films and did all this crazy shit in films, you know what I mean? Then we should be able to, no matter if we was rappers, podcasters, radio personalities, if we have a little influence, then yeah, we should be able to step up and take on some roles as well. Steph, I'll check this. Get a quick mic check.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You good? All right. So I'm gonna pull up this next article. It's not the most current situation. Most of you probably already heard of it. And Sweetie Pie's owner charged in alleged murder for hire plot and nephew's death. So I'm gonna let the video play, and then if there's anything left to be desired, I will read more of the article. But I'm gonna let the video play, and we're gonna watch this together.
4 years after it happened in 2016, Miss Robbie, the owner and creator of Sweetie Pies, her son, allegedly set it all up. James Timothy Norman, seen in this mugshot, is now charged with conspiracy in the murder for hire death of his nephew, 18-year-old Andre Montgomery. Federal court documents detail the meticulous murder happening all in the midst of the family filming their popular cable TV reality show, Welcome to Sweetie Pies. The show, based off the popular soul food restaurant in St. Louis.
All this stuff is at Sweetie Pies, but we're really excited about our tea, my tea.
Federal investigators say the murder for hire starts with Norman obtaining a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew back in 2014. Fast forward to March of 2016, federal investigators say Norman had been in contact with Memphis, Tennessee exotic dancer Terica Ellis, leading up to the murder, with both arriving in St. Louis at the same time. Court docs show Ellis and Norman used prepaid cell phones to communicate on the day of the murder before locating the 18-year-old. That's where authorities say the gunman found Andre Montgomery in the 3600 block of Natural Bridge Avenue and shot him to death around 8:02 in the evening. Court docs say Ellis's phone was pinged in the area. Shortly thereafter, the exotic dancer fled St. Louis back to Memphis, calling Norman in the process. Days later, authorities say Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash into various bank accounts, and Montgomery called in to collect on his nephew's life insurance policy he set up. Both Montgomery and Ellis are now federally charged in the conspiracy in the murder for hire. Montgomery was arrested in Jackson, Mississippi, as he was in the process of reopening another Sweetie Pies location. Now, for perspective, this is Norman's deceased brother's only child. And we reached out to the lawyers for Miss Robbie to get a statement from her. He told me that she is too distraught to speak at this time and will release a statement whenever she wants to. From live here in Midtown, Darian Henderson, Fox 2 News. Conspiracy in the murder for hire, Montgomery was arrested in Jackson.
My fault. I was trying to get that picture. I was trying to screenshot that picture of him smiling so crazy, man. So, Schoolboy, you say you watched the show a couple times.
Yeah.
Steph, you're a cook. You know what I mean? I'm hoping you watched the show. But we didn't have to watch the show to have a take on somebody killing their only brother's child. You know what I mean? And allegedly for the life insurance. So, what's your thoughts on this, Schoolboy? Let's go to you first.
Yeah. So I watch the show from time to time, and like I said, it is a show that kind of showcases the it's a black restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of black shit going on behind the scenes, and you see that. So it's culturally relative to experiences that a lot of us have had. But it's pretty obvious that the mom in the show, and this guy's the son, the mom is basically giving him a handout and like, yo, you did 10 years in jail. Let me help you get on your feet. And he just took all of that clout, and he was using it. And he's kind of awkward, like kind of something weird about the dude.
This is the dude that was smiling in the mugshot you talking
about? Yeah. Something weird about it. Like, it just, everybody knew he's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to Reek talking about this the other day. He said the man got wide hips. And it's just like, yeah, like he's gonna have trouble in jail about this shit. Like, it's just a bad look. Like, why would you go for $400,000, bro? You have the ability to open restaurants anywhere in the world, and you're gonna give your freedom up to kill your family member for $400,000. Like, nigga, are you serious? It's such a waste of a human being all around.
Well, the restaurant business is expensive, but
yeah, Steph. It is expensive. But yo, I'll just say this: they would show pictures of this restaurant with the line wrapped around the building every day. They was making money in that money, and usually when you see restaurants like that, it's a tourist attraction. It's not even that the food is all that great. It's just that everybody's there, so everybody's there. In
some cases, there's some where the food is actually that good. I've seen that. I hope Steph opens up something like that in the future. But Steph, talk to us. What do you think about this craziness? He's killing his only brother's son. And his deceased brother.
Okay, you guys were introduced to this gentleman a different way than I was. He was on Basketball Wives. He was the ex-boyfriend of Jennifer Williams, right? And I remember a point where she falling back from the show, having to step away. She was saying she had to step away because he was so crazy, right? He tried. It was a story about how he tried to get into her house through the doggy door, and the dog ran out there, and she was like, "Yo," and he was like, "If you don't let me in, I'm gonna kill your dog." And she didn't let him in, and he killed the dog. That's a real story.
Wait, why this big nigga was trying to get through the doggy door though? How, nigga? How?
Maybe trying to reach his arm up or something.
So how did he kill the dog?
The dog ran through the door.
So the dog ran through the door. He reached out and grabbed the dog and killed it.
I'm guessing, man. You got to ask Jennifer about that, man.
Wow.
Is that why he did 10 years or
no? That's not why he did 10 years.
Yeah, I think he did 10 years for a robbery or something like that.
Yeah, that was different. So yeah, she been saying he was crazy, but you know how it is when you get in a relationship, people just be crazy over women sometimes. But apparently this brother's just crazy. It takes a real sick person to set up your own family member, your nephew. God damn.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely seemed to have a track record. According to that, I definitely didn't know about that story. He definitely was smiling. I don't know if that's the mugshot from this.
And I'm glad you noticed that, and I wasn't the only one that noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's cheesing, like he's happy, he's proud to do what he do.
Hey, you seen what's that movie? Fall from Grace? The
Nah,
Tyler Perry movie?
Nah.
That looked like one of the Tyler Perry wigs that nigga had on, man. You gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, his haircut definitely looked crazy, but yeah, I mean, you guys spoke on Live and on Point last night about when is it okay to like cut off a family member, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of put me in a train of thought of that, like on one hand or the other or both, you know what I'm saying? It probably was definitely a toxic relationship too, but I'm speculating, you know what I mean? But obviously, man was crazy. You feel me? Due to his past record of him killing dogs and his mugshot, that's apparent. But at the same time, if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, you want to say, well, I mean, there's no reason to kill your nephew, but I mean, you're like, well, what was their relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious to see what else was there, or was it literally just the money? Was it like, oh, I'm just going to kill him, take this money, and open up another restaurant? You know what I'm saying? So.
You know what? You're right. Because if his nephew was like 23, let's say his nephew was like 23, 24, whatever, shit, you was in jail for 10 years. You really ain't had that great of a relationship with him to begin with. So you probably distant and cold-hearted from the jump. And
right.
Now he looked at him as a child, those first 10, 15 years of his life where he did know you. He probably looking at you. Oh, that's Aunt. I love Aunt. And those memories stick with you a little bit stronger than opposed to the other way around.
Right. That's crazy. All right, let me go to the chat. Mills Lane says, salute Ranters in the chat. Salute to you, Mills Lane. 183rd B says, wow, I'm speechless. Yeah, man, shit's crazy. Definitely killed his dead brother's only child. He killed his brother's legacy, period. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy.
Evil. That's evil.
Yeah, for facts. Keenan says, what up, chat? Salute to you. Precious says Mike Vick ? And then Sweetie Pie's murder. So yeah, we wasn't talking about Mike Vick, we were talking about Sweetie Pie, the Sweetie Pie scandal. And apparently Homeboy has a history of killing dogs. You know what I mean? Keenan Khan says schoolboy dressed like a guidance counselor at an alternative school.
Yo, so here's a crazy story, right? Today I walk out of my apartment and I have a key to my apartment. I took it off the key ring because they were doing some work on it. And I've just been leaving it off the key ring just in case the contractors come back and I need to leave the key. Yo, long story short, I forgot something in the house. I went in there to go unlock the door. The key falls out my hand, falls on the ground, or falls on the stairs and falls in between the stairs and the damn house. The key is fucking gone. I can't get back in the house to iron my shirt or nothing. Yeah, man.
We didn't even realize how wrinkled your shirt was until
Bruh,
you just brought attention to it.
This
you
shirt
did
is
that.
terrible, bruh. This shirt is terrible. I can acknowledge the fact that this shirt looks like, I just went to sleep in this shit, woke up and came here today. I know this.
Oh man, listen, man. I hope you get in your house before the day is over, though.
Man, so do I, because I have a little lunch date with the homie and with my homegirl, and I was supposed to, man, that was gonna be interesting. That was gonna be an interesting lunch date, but now it's gonna be really lacking because we're gonna be sitting there looking like, damn, what should we do now that we're done eating? And I was gonna be like, well, we should go to my house because you left something over there, and yeah, man.
That's how you get them back to the crib, dog.
I mean, hey, you leave something in my house, you got to pay rent, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Look.
All right. So Precious says, dude is cheesing in the booking photo, like, well, finna go home. And then he also says that was fire. I don't know what part he's referring to, but 183rd B is laughing. Precious says, yo, you don't have an iron, schoolboy. It's cool.
Pressure. You can talk that shit, but definitely hit my cash app. You know I don't have an iron. You know what I'm saying? At least you can hit my cash app and help a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't talking shit, you ain't gonna help me out. God damn.
Remember on House Party? You were like, I put you on the corner, you can save up and get one.
So why view with no picture at all in his profile says the homie gay.
All right, everybody calm down. It's not that funny. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know, CC, you shouldn't have laid back like that. Now we done seen your little dirty ass bed, you ain't made your shit up. Pillows like you ain't washed them about 3 weeks or 4 weeks and shit.
Nigga, this is a suitcase. Chill out. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, finally realized we don't know what we talking about.
Oh, well, you know, I see it's a bed back there. I don't know what the suitcase got anything to do with it. I mean,
I just got here.
Oh, okay. You just got home. Okay, all right. I dig it.
All right, so hold on. I hear echo me. Echo. All right, echo going. Echo on your part, schoolboy. So I'm gonna mute yourself when you're not talking. I got you for now, but so why view? I'm just gonna say that he did correct himself. He said the homie as in the homegirl. So yeah. You know, so yeah, Keenan's laughing, and 183rd B said, y'all need some mods for fools like Wild View. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, if it's too crazy or if we're not in the mood for it, we won't entertain it. But we definitely don't have mods. We cool off of that. You know what I'm saying? We let people say what they got to say in the chat here. And if we don't fuck with them, then, you know, we can always put them on timeout. But for now, we got a pretty cool audience, and we love our audience, jokes and all. Pressure says schoolboy wants off the hot seat, and then he says fuck mods. So yeah, we're gonna move on from the from Schoolboy's Hot Seat, the Iron topic. We're going to move on to more of, the griminess that people close to you can get into. And we haven't really digged in. I spoke about this on the Live and On Point show that we did on Tuesday when Steph was on the road and J Doug was in the studio and we had them cam up together. And I spoke about this briefly on Live and On Point show on J Doug's show, but we never really actually dug into the topic. And I just think we should, on the morning rant, at least show some respect to Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. And just, give an update on the situation. So it's not much of an update. But if you weren't paying attention to this scenario, then, it is for you. And at very least, you should hear what we got to say about it. And it's on topic when it comes to like the people close to you, how they can hurt you. So we're going to play the actual news clipping. And we're going to hear what they had to say. And then if they leave anything to be decided, as always, we will go to the actual article.
Here in the Eastern District of New York, charging two defendants, Carl Jordan. A grand jury returned an indictment here in the Eastern District of New York, charging two defendants, Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington, for their involvement in the murder of Jason Mizell. And what we've alleged in that indictment is that on October 30th, 2002, nearly 20 years ago, Mr. Jordan and Mr. Washington walked into a music studio in Queens where Mr. Mizell and others were working, essentially, and hanging out. And they walked in and they murdered him in cold blood. And we started investigating that case a very long time ago in the early 2000s, but there were a lot of challenges associated with bringing that case. But primarily, this is a case about a murder that for nearly 2 decades had gone unanswered. And so today we begin to answer that question of who killed Jason Mizell and why. And we're confident that we can prove those charges beyond a reasonable doubt.
All right, so there's the actual, news clip about it, and I'll read some of the article because they definitely didn't go into everything about it, but it definitely, and we spoke about this, like I said, on Live and On Point, but it definitely was alleged in this article that comes to us from the New York Times that these two men wanted to murder him because he cut them out on a alleged drug deal. So I'm going to go to the part of the article that talks about it. It says 2 men, Ronald Washington and Carl Jordan, were charged with murder while engaging in drug trafficking in a 10-court indictment unsealed on Monday in the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn. Mr. Jordan pleaded not guilty at his arraignment Monday afternoon. Mr. Washington was expected to be arraigned later in the week. Both men faced minimum sentences of 20 years in prison if convicted. Without going into specifics, Steph the acting U.S. attorney in Brooklyn, acknowledged that the authorities face serious charges. The authorities face serious charges in pursuing the case since Mr. Mizell was killed. They face serious challenges. Still mourning. Was killed in late 2002. Mr. Ducharme credited Queens detectives, the FBI, and agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for their persistent investigation. This is a case about murder, they quote him saying, that for nearly 2 decades have gone unanswered. Today, we begin to answer that question: who killed Jason Mizell and why? According to court papers filed on Monday, Mr. Washington and Mr. Jordan, both of them broke into Mr. Mizell's studio on Merrick Boulevard. If anybody knows who the studio is on Merrick, on the corner between Merrick and Jamaica Avenue and the next avenue over in Jamaica, Queens, at about 7:30 p.m. on October 30th. Mr. Washington forced someone inside the studio to the ground at gunpoint, papers say. Mr. Jordan fired a bullet into Mr. Mizell's head, killing him almost instantly. So they later on, like I said in the interview, claimed that, they were mad because he cut them out of some type of deal. and they claim that several childhood friends, this has something to do with like childhood friends, and it's a long article, but that's basically the gist of it. And also on Live and On Point, we spoke about the fact that the same man's sound. Somebody saying the sound is out. I don't know if you guys can you hear me? You can hear me? All right, can somebody else confirm that you can hear me?
Yeah. Testing. 1, 2,
All right.
2, 2.
So also we spoke about the same guy being charged, at least the younger one. There are two of them that were charged with this. One was younger, one was 18 when it happened, and the other guy is probably around Jam Master Jay's age. With that being said, the younger one was at murals paying homage to Jam Master Jay and all types of shit, leading up to the time where he got charged with it. What's your thoughts on this, Schoolboy? Because
it sounds like
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it sounds like old boy was a snitch. Like, how the hell are you free for 20 damn years while they're investigating a murder that you're involved in? You're only 18, and you all out here on social media talking about how this guy's your hero. But word on the street is that you're the person who shot him, or you were there when he was shot and a part of that whole situation. It sounds like he was a snitch to me. That's my thought. Like, the state of New York spent 20 years trying to prosecute a foolproof case. Meanwhile, your co-defendant's been locked up in jail for a robbery. And you sitting out here acting like you free. And they just swoop in and grab you up 20 damn years later. It sounds real sketchy, man.
I agree. He took the words right out of my mouth. Steph? Oh, hold on, Steph. Unmute your mic. Yep.
Yeah. Yo, I didn't even think about it like that. Oh, wow. That is, yeah. It definitely was a mole, because the thing is, why he was reading this, right? Well, not while you were reading the story, but while watching the video, the thing in my mind, like, what new evidence did they get to bring this up? Because no one was looking at this. This is 20 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not on anybody's mind. It doesn't pop up unless new evidence is present, right? And I believe, you know what? The talking may have been it. That may have been it.
I just want to note that they quote his brother. It says, after the case reopened in 2016, Mr. Mizell's older brother, Marvin Thomas, said in an interview that his brother felt he had nothing to show for all the work he put into his career, and he wanted to cut ties with those around him. He quoted him saying, "I got all these leeches on me." And I wanted to throw that out there as well. And I'm going to go to the audience. I'm going to see what you guys have to say. But I agree with Schoolboy. I feel like either the young boy or the older guy, somebody in this story was talking. You know what I'm saying? If they had no evidence for all these years, somebody was definitely talking. And I mean, hey, they told on themselves. You know what I mean? It seems like one of those situations where somebody told on themselves. All right, so yeah, so HB2N says salute. And 183rd says small hat. You know what I mean? And Mr. White says yo to you. Pressure told me to sound it out. Oh, that's what he was saying.
Hey, hold on. Shout out to my boy Dieris, man. This is the first time I think he's checking out the show. Remember, I don't know if I told you guys that somebody said this show was super black, and I was like, there's a lot of black people on it, but I don't know if it's super black.
Well, Dieris, I hope I said your name right. We happy to see you here. And Pressure, yeah, man, it's morning time. I'm not a morning person, even though I love to do the morning rant. So sometimes I skim what I'm reading and I'll say the word wrong, but then I'll be like, it don't sound right. So I'll look back and I'll realize I said the word wrong. So yeah, you know what I mean? But next time I will take your advice. I will be sounding it out. Lloyd Vell says, what's good? What's good with you, man? So then most people responded to what I said earlier, which was a misunderstanding of what he was saying. So anyway, Mills Lane says, this is why I'm against entertaining criminal activity with young adults. they don't control emotions well. Interesting. So he's saying that since the homie had the older guy, I'm not even gonna call him a homie, but the older dude had his little homie with him in the crime. He's saying that it could have went another way. Maybe they could have robbed him, you know what I mean, or whatever, whatever they came there to do. But apparently, homie just straight killed him. You know what I mean? Or not even to call him homie, but the little homie of the older guy just killed him. So Precious says, that's that nigga janky Wi-Fi. Y'all good. Okay. HB2N said, Pressure be bugging off that K2 early. Pressure goes on to say, the killer went to the mural every month, which is really bugged out. You know what I'm saying? People will claim to love you or have a twisted love for you and still murder you. That's why you got to really pay attention to stories like this, even the one before this, because people will claim they love you, be infatuated with you, can offer them, etc., but have a twisted version of love or not no love at all. And their love could simply be just infatuation. And next, they're killing your dog. Like,
you gotta think that's not killing your dog. You funny. You gotta think that's what's happened with Selena. Remember?
Yeah, that was the lady they paid her to take care of Selena or something like that, right? And she claimed she loved her and then just shot her and was crying right after she did it.
Well, I was literally just singing a Selena song yesterday. If you ever heard the song 2 Solo 2, it's a mariachi ballad. Well, that thing go hard in the paint, baby. I'm trying to tell you.
In my slow jams, I got that song "Dreaming." You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That shit kind of soft, man. Yeah, you ain't got to sing it. That shit kind of soft, man. That ain't the real shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I feel you though.
Nah, that shit slide.
Yeah, Selena was a dope artist. Rest in peace to her. But yeah, she's another good example. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure there's plenty other ones that we know, and of course, many more that we don't know. With all these situations where people claim to love you and even do business with you or family members, and you still not off limits when it comes to who they would kill. You know what I mean? So you got to be really wary of that. We got to take this as a teachable moment. If we get anything out of this, it got to be a teachable moment. 183rd says, turned out to be a drug deal gone bad after all this time. Shaking my fucking head. So fucking sad. Yeah, they claimed in an article, and let me see if I can get to the actual part. That apparently they claim, and like I said, I want to stress that they claim, because to me this is really personal. I think this is not just business. They claim that Mr. Washington and Mr. Jordan were supposed to have been partners. All right, so here's the go. The prosecutors say the two men had executed him, Mr. Mazel, after he sought to exclude them from a multi-kilogram, multi-state narcotics transaction in July 2002. Just months before the murder, court papers say Mr. Mazel had received about 10 kilos of cocaine on consignment from a supplier in Maryland. Mr. Washington and Mr. Jordan were supposed to have been his partners in the deal, the papers say, but after a dispute, which was not described, Mr. Mazel threatened to cut them off. There was beef. It didn't go as planned, one officer said. Mr. Washington, 56, is currently serving federal prison sentence for 6 robberies. Mr. Jordan, who was 36, was taken into custody. That's homeboy who was going to the murals. Federal prosecutors first accused Mr. Washington of taking part in Mr. Mazel's murder in 2007 when he was convicted in a robbery case and sentenced to 210 months in prison, and said Susan Kelman, his lawyer at the time. Although prosecutors tried to use the murder accusation in a bid to raise his sentence, Ms. Kelman said she never took it seriously. And then they quote him or her saying, I had a sense that somebody whispered something in the air to get themselves out of trouble, she said, adding that to Mr. Washington. So she said it. And he had always said he was not a killer. When he heard the allegation, he was laughing and said, good one. So that brings it more into perspective of what we were saying. One of them were already in jail. That's for one. They were already trying to use it in his cases. That's for 2. And the younger guy who was involved with it didn't get caught up until recent years. So all of that just strikes me as odd. So somebody pointed the finger at the dude who was already in jail, or somehow they connected him to the murder. You know, he laughed it off and said, that's a good one. That's not much of an alibi, but that was his statement. But then years later, after he did, you know, however many years in jail already, after already doing a bid and still not coming home no time soon, all of a sudden the young dude is getting arrested, and they have all this information about their supposed doing business with each other and a drug deal going bad, where the keys was coming from. You know, they basically got a whole story. So to me, I'm still going to say it's alleged, because it just sounds like some people are putting him and his murder, especially since it's high profile, in the mix of things that they're saying, so they can either lessen their sentence or harm some people that they fuck with. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got anything to say about that with basically what I just said? Anything else you want to say on that, Schoolboy?
No. I mean, I'm with you on this one, man. It's just, it seems kind of fishy. Got to be careful these Negroes around you, man. Sometimes folks just really don't have your best interests in mind, and they're just waiting for a chance to take advantage, man. You know, even just doing business with people, sometimes people get upset when you cut them out, and shit, it's not a good fit, man. Go find something else to do.
Right. Steph,
take your phone off mute.
You know, Teddy Riley, bro.
All right. To go off what Schoolboy just said, he did find something to do. He got arrested for like 6 robberies, correct?
Right.
Right. So this brother didn't know how to make money without Jam Master Jay. So basically, he was right. He was a leech. He did have a lot of leeches around him, and he was one of them. And when he got cut off, he didn't like it.
Yeah.
You can see, and that's the thing about people. People never remember how many yeses you said. They don't remember all the yeses. They only remember the no. See, people be so ungrateful, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? Because here we like to get the underlying subtext. And I think we all agree with that. You know what I mean? We all have those scenarios and those people in our lives that you can't do enough for them. Can't do enough for them, because as soon as you stop doing something, all of a sudden you all types of fuck niggas and selfish and all whatever else they feel they can tell you, or whatever insult they feel can get under your skin, you all of a sudden become that. You know what I mean? At best case scenario. Worst case scenario is they take your life. So I'm just going to ask everybody out there, be safe. You know what I mean? Watch your surroundings. Don't be scared to network and build with people and have compassion and love for people. But at the same time, protect yourself at all costs. Self-preservation is the law. HB2N says, I don't believe none of this story. And like we said, it definitely sounds fishy. It sounds like they could be throwing him in the mix of because he is a high-profile murder. So at the end of the day, it could be street people trying to lessen sentences, hurt each other, whatever the case may be, by putting him in the mix of what's going on. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, somebody's telling them this story. They didn't uncover this story. They weren't following this story. They didn't have the phones tapped and know that the bricks was coming in and where it was coming from. All of this shit that they have is something somebody told them. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that, HB2N, that, you know, the story at very least sounds very fishy. And I'm not going to just say Jam Master Jay was selling bricks. I'm just not going to say that. I'm going to say that he had some foul people around him. Like he said in his own words, he had some leeches. And the result of them leeches being around him was, the end result was his murder. And that's really the bottom line of this story. So when Tupac and Biggie's story is a little different. And his story is really the leeches. The leeches is what sucked him dry. HB2N says, ain't no way you selling bricks and doing hand-to-hands with 18-year-olds, especially if you're a grown-ass OG with a whole business on Jamaica Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. Like, I agree with you there. Preston says, HB2N, in this case is... HB2N is the case of syphilis flaring. What the fuck are you talking about? What up, though? And he salutes Pressure back. And then HB2N says, I still think this was 50's sacrifice. That's pretty deep. I'm not going to say I believe that was 50's sacrifice. 50 had other people die around him since he, came out. And yeah, I'm not going to go as far as to say that. But all opinions and thoughts and theories are welcome here, though. HB2N says, I dead ass thought he said sounds out too. Pressure said, when bro gets to jail, he's gonna look at his code D and bro will be like, yo, they finally got us, bro. Damn. No, I don't think that's the case, man. I think the case is I don't think they fuck with each other. You know what I mean? If one of them was locked up for all this time and then the other one is finally getting locked up, to me, it sounds like one of them and or somebody they fuck with hard, or one of them fuck with hard, is the one talking. For all the story to be out, or a story to be out, and them to have to feel the story is credible, for them to say they have enough evidence and all this, that's basically somebody talking. They basically saying they have a witness. You know what I mean? They didn't witness this themselves. So this is one of those stories where unless you give them the story, they don't have it. And it was another interesting thing. One of those guys who they charged for the murder was also beat a case for attempting to harm Jam Master Jay's nephew also. So that's another thing. So, but yeah, just throw that out there. Wide View is I guess he got bars again. Let's see what he say. Take that marker from that whiteboard behind you and draw yourself a hairline. I mean, it would look pretty weird having a hairline on a baldy, but Schoolboy, you want to respond to that?
I mean, it's hard for me to respond to a troll that doesn't even show a picture, not a picture at all. So yeah, I'm assuming you just want attention and you want us to talk about whatever it is you got going on. But this is probably, until we see some kind of picture of you or what you've done with your life and what your hairline looks like, I think I'm gonna pass on further commentary on this sucker shit.
You know what? This is clearly somebody who ain't getting no pussy. Motherfuckers who got pussy like J Dub. This is one thing I'm with J Dub on. Like, motherfuckers who be getting pussy ain't got time to come on your YouTube page and troll your shit. Niggas, go get you some pussy. Don't worry about us.
Or as we like to call it nowadays, the WAP. Oh man,
it's a difference. It's a difference between that pussy and that WAP.
Right. 183rd B says, can't believe Run and Russ, didn't help him. After all, JMJ helped contribute to their pockets. Yeah, man. Strange life is stranger than fiction. So I'm not gonna pretend to know their actual dealings and their business contract. I will say this though. I remember when I met them when I was a child at a Christmas event that Video Music Box was hosting, and they brung gifts to the community and shit. So they brung Run DMC to the hood where I was from, and technically my hood is from Queens, but everybody knows Far Rockaway is his own thing. And they had the photos, right? Where you know how back in the day you get the photo signed, the black and white photo and shit of the artist or whatever at the album signing or whatever. So they had these photos of them, and it was a group picture of Run DMC. So I got everybody's autograph, and then when I went to J Master J for his turn, he kind of was like pointing at them, like, I'm not in that group. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of vibe he gave. Like, yo, they the rappers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know if he was on contract as one of the actual performing artists or he just got paid for DJs. You know what I mean? Gigs. But one thing for sure is that him being Jam Master Jay, he can help himself. And that's evident because he had the studio in the building over there on Merrick off of Jamaica Avenue. He was producing for people. He's putting out artists. So he had his hands in a lot of different things. So I think whether Run and Russ helped him, I'm sure he was good, or, just from who he was and his status as a businessman. I don't think he never really took that claim to fame as far as like him being just the DJ for that group. I think he had a lot more going on. Mills Lane said, drug dealers kill the competition and then cozy up with the dead guy's chick all the time. And that's coming from Mills Lane. HB Twin says Mills Lane, bingo. And then King Soul says, I believe they was locked up on some federal charges that superseded the Jam Master J's case. And those cases finally were executed. So now they brought the old murder charges. The hotel lady broke it down. All right. Well, if you ever want to send that to us, follow me on IG. Send me that hotel lady breaking it down, and I'll look into that. HB2N says that dreaming a cold ass song though. Talking about the Selena song, right?
Yeah, man. His shit on Teddy Riley, as we say.
Yeah, man. You asleep. I told you.
Man,
you fucking with it.
Yeah, what about that Amor por Vida? What y'all know about that, man?
But we don't know the words.
That's okay. That's all right. The song is good. Okay. The song is good.
Yeah. I be jamming when the movie be on. I be like,
all right, so before we get to the rest of the comments, we got J Doug giving us a shout. Well, he just was in and he just fell out, so we'll see if he comes back. Mills Lane says HB2N, I only study the art of street dealers. And King So says Lisa Evers. Oh, okay. He was talking about Lisa Evers. Okay, so I'll look into her. You know, she usually does some accurate reporting, so I'll look into what she had to say about it. Brooklyn Hunter says, you got 10 keys in that bag right now? Cameron voice. Brooklyn Hunter says, that nigga thirst can never be quenched. Speaking of people that you can never do enough for. Precious says, Steph quoting Beyonce lines, first time I say it's like I never said yes. I can't hear you, Steph.
I don't know that song, but sure, if it fits, whatever. Those weren't my exact words, but that's paraphrasing. That's cool.
And HB2N said, that's Soulja Boy voice. And 183B says, I think the 18-year-old father said to be JMJ drug partner, allegedly. Pressure says, Far Rock America, rest in peace, Stack Bundles, rest in peace, Chinks Drugs. Yeah, Far Rock America, definitely rest in peace to the Bigs, Stack Bundles, Chinks Drugs, and also rest in peace to the triple OG, Lord Superb. Definitely rest in peace to the homie Lord Superb as well. And everybody else we lost out there that wasn't rappers. Brooklyn Honcho says, Logic sounded a little salty about that autograph situation. Listen, man, I was just happy to meet them. You know what I mean? And in the back of my head, I was like, I wonder if they know whose son I am. Because, you know, my father's from their neighborhood and shit like that. So, but definitely I was a little taken back by it. But I'm not salty by it. I look at it as, you know, a blessing that early in life I can meet people like that. And I will continue to meet people the older I got. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed in that regards. You feel me? So it is what it is. HB2N says, Stack was the first nigga I heard call somebody fool. Yeah, he had a track where he was saying, nigga, you fool. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Stack definitely pioneered a lot of shit. He definitely brought eyes to Far Rockaway. Just to give a quick, give him his flowers, even though he's not here. And a lot of people don't even know where Far Rockaway is. When I travel the country, people are like, where you from? And it's like, I have a hard time saying Queens because we grew up where Far Rockaway was totally different from Queens. So I'm glad I had people like Stack Bundles and Lord Superb and, Chinks to even reference where I'm from. Cause we really like, the bottom of the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like Chinks used to say, dirty ass Far Rockaway niggas. Like that's really people just look at us like some grimy niggas and they try to write us out of New York City history. But if you're a New Yorker, you know what time it is. Precious says, how can I forget Lord Superb? He got a classic verse on Ghostface's Supreme Clientele. Yeah, and then King Soul says, yay, Chinks was my guy for real. That's what's up. So yeah, long live those homies, and which they will, because their music lives on. Hemp Lord says Lord Superb. All right, so let me find out. We got some real hip hop aficionados in the chat. All right, so y'all know what it is, so I can loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean? All right, that's cool. I appreciate that. So we're gonna go into this other story. So we spoke about crime in our community, but I want to talk about white collar crime now. You know what I mean? We already spoke about the bullshit that happens in our community, but we can't be one-sided like the press. And this comes to us from NBC News, and I think this is pretty funny. And I don't know if Schoolboy is still there, but I think he will think it's funny as well. Ex-Trump advisor Steve Bannon charged with defrauding donors to build the wall campaign. And I just think that alone is the funniest shit ever. You know what I mean? And before we get to that, I see some more comments coming in based on the content. Hemp Lord says, Lord Superb, bless Ghostface. Yeah, he did. He really did. And they styles were real similar too. Like if you listen to like how they spit, you can really hear the similarities. You know what I mean? So, King. So I'm not gonna say Ghostface got his style from Lord Superb, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna just say that much. King Soul, Lisa Evers break it down on YouTube. She did the other day. I'm gonna check that out. Brooklyn Honcho says, I went from Edgemere, Auburn, OV. So you definitely know what time it is. I'm an Auburn dude in between Edgemere and OV, but I got homies from both. And yeah, that's what's up. And 183rd says squad up. Yes. Or as they say, squad up. You know what I mean? So yeah, salute to the Riot Squad and all of the homies that know about the rock. That's what's up. But yeah, to the wall. They don't believe in that fucking wall either. Exactly. So I think that's why this shit is funny. I always thought it was like a spoof from the jump that they was even talking this dumb shit. But let's look at the video, and if there's anything left that we want to know, I'll read the actual article. But let's check out this video where they blow it up. And I don't know if anybody's seen this, but there's a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm where they kind of said in advance that he wasn't even going to build that wall. It was like part of the actual show.
Bro, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Black people be sleep on these white films, man, or these white sitcoms, but they be funny as hell, man.
Not all of us. I think a lot of us watch it, but we don't always find a way to talk about it. You know what I mean? But let's look at this news article.
Now, Steve Bannon, former advisor to President Trump, has just been indicted by federal prosecutors here in Manhattan. NBC's investigations correspondent Tom Winter joins us on the phone. Tom, what in the world's going on?
Stephanie, I've just learned from a spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York that Steve Bannon is in federal custody in New York City at this time. He's been charged in an indictment with 4 other people alleging fraud for their role in the We Build the Wall. This has been a fund that's raised more than $25 million. It's part of a crowdfunding campaign. And essentially what federal prosecutors here say, and what the U.S. Attorney says, the acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss says, the defendants defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors, capitalizing on their interest in funding a border wall to raise millions of dollars under the false pretense that all of that money would be spent on construction. So apparently, according to Strauss, while repeatedly assuring donors that Brian Colfage, the founder and public face of We Build the Wall, would not be paid a cent, according to the indictment, the defendant secretly schemed to pass hundreds of thousands of dollars to Colfage, which he used to fund his lavish lifestyle. That, according to the acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss. This is an investigation that occurred with the Postal Office Inspector General, not the Inspector General, with the United States Postal Office inspectors. It involves, as I said, 4 individuals, including the former advisor to the president, Steve Bannon. That's Brian Colfage, Andrew Badalato, and Timothy Shea. No connection to Timothy Shea, the former U.S. attorney in the District of Columbia, as well as the current acting head of the DEA. So no relation there. But all these individuals have been taken into custody. They're expected to be arraigned today, and we'll be getting some more details here on this indictment as we have a chance to go through it. But the bottom line is, the president, one of his gurus through his election campaign in 2016, somebody who's advised the president, regularly spoken out on his behalf, as you well know, Stephanie, is got handcuffs around his wrist at this point.
I want to turn now to my home state of New Jersey. The Trump campaign now suing the state.
Hey, so Schoolboy, to you, man. I'm really eager to hear what you guys say about this, man.
Oh, I'm excited about it. I think it's well deserved. You know what I mean? Like, what's funny to me is that these folks trust these white supremacists so much that they're like, "Here's $25 million. I know you're gonna do the best thing for it," and they just robbed them. Yes. Man, I love to see people who trying to be racist get tricked by the people they're trying to be racist with. I love it, man. I love it. I hope some people actually emptied out their pockets and put all their money into this. I hope there are people out here who won't be able to pay for their retirement because they were trying to build a wall so bad that ain't been built and made somebody really rich. Congratulations.
Hold on. Congratulations, you played yourself. All right. Yeah. So, Steph, your thoughts?
Yo, I just wanted to be known. I have absolutely no empathy for these donors, which they're trying to gain justice for. White people need to learn that white people don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think that our white saviors are gonna come and help us? You severely underestimate greed, right? When he put people, well, Trump's a billionaire, so he can't be bought by such and such. Y'all don't understand how greed works. I never met there's billionaires out there. I never heard one of them say, "You know what? I'm good on money. I don't need no more." That's not how that works. You don't get $1 trillion. You don't get to $1 billion by being conservative for real. You know what I'm saying? You got to step on something. You got to step on somebody. You feel me?
Yeah.
And shout out to my man. I ain't seen nobody make this much money off racism since Colin Kaepernick, and it's just good to see. Shout out to Steve Bannon, man. He really, he really. This is a win for the black community if y'all paying attention.
How so? Break that down.
No, I'm just saying, racist white people took an L. Shout out. This is a win for the black community.
They definitely took an L, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's funny, like Schoolboy said, you know what I mean? I just think it's really funny that they really thought they was going to build a wall. and
like that's not the government's job.
Right. I think that shit is hilarious. Hemp Lord says Larry David is the man.
Yes.
And Keenan Khan says, I missed the Curb Your Enthusiasm wave, but Seinfeld was the shit. I agree with both of those comments. However, since we have some people that know what I'm talking about, did you guys watch Curb Your Enthusiasm? Steph, I know you said you watched it. Schoolboy shaking his head. You don't remember that the father, remember he got caught up in some shit because he said he was going to build a wall in front of Mexico one season, and y'all don't remember this shit. And then check it out. This is what he did when they wanted to know what he was doing with the money he got from the contract. Him and his man went to a wall, like a wall somewhere that I think it was maybe they started the wall or whatever, and he filmed himself like on FaceTime or some shit like that, and he kept driving around the same wall, acting like the wall was wild long, but he just kept circling around the same fucking wall. You know what I mean? Like that shit was a joke from the jump. You know what I'm saying? It was a joke from the jump. They're gonna build the Great Wall of America around Mexico. That shit sounds ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, here's the funny thing. I think one of the funniest things about this current administration and just the news that comes about it. Did y'all see the Simpsons episode where they did Donald Trump doing his announcement of running for president? And literally, when he actually ran for president, it was like frame for frame the exact same scene from the Simpsons, including paid actors. So
Yeah.
it's like, we're literally getting trolled by this man, and people are like, you know what? I see this. It's sort of like this is why like you were saying, Steph. Like I can't really have empathy for these people because like we literally are watching him every day go out here and make a clown of people, and then you take that and say, you know what? I got to give this man some money, man. I got to give this man some of my hard-earned money. Like, this thought never comes into my head. I'm like, yo, that guy's scamming. Yo, where's my money at? But let me go ahead and write this man a check. It never comes into my mind. But yo, shout out to the people who couldn't figure it out. They look themselves in the mirror every day and they're like, thank God I gave Steve Bannon money for that wall. Keep the Mexicans out of here. Congratulations.
Hey, and he was doing the blackest shit ever with the money. They say he was living a lavish lifestyle. You know, if a nigga scam $25 million up off you, you know what we doing, man. Ski trips, you know what I'm saying? We get jewelry, you know what I'm saying? We doing all that nigga shit. We got a Phantom. We got 6 cars, 1 ass. That's just how we rolling.
Right. All right, so we'll go to the comments, but you know, I'm torn. You know what I'm saying? Like a little, not too torn actually. I'm not that torn. But this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say this. I kind of feel like people in general that want to be swindled, you know what I mean, out their money. I don't like people being swindled out their freedom and no shit like that. But out there, if they want to give money to a dumbass cause or dumbass, you know, health product or some shit or whatever it is that they just believe is going to change their life, I feel like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yo, and what's crazy is, you know, people, they give what they can. Think about the person that had like 10 racks to give. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting it back, brother.
Nah.
That money gone.
All that shit going. But like you said, even if you was on your last and you gave something, you know what I mean? Like that shit is affecting them either way. You know what I mean? So, all right. Pressure says Schoolboy loves to see whites fail. Keenan says white people, Richard Pryor voice.
Hey, wait. I can't let that shit ride, man. First of all, there are a lot of white people who I actually endear to. I like white people. You know, there's white people who I actually love. You know, I like to see racist people who are negatively racist. I want to see them fail. I love seeing like racist people fuck up. I love it.
All right, that's a good correction. I mean, I'm not gonna say I love to see white people fail, but I'm not gonna say it doesn't tickle me. It doesn't make me laugh. Anyway, Keita says white people, Richard Pryor voice. Precious says racism is obsolete to the upper crust. It's classism now. So this is the thing with that. And this is in my opinion, and Schoolboy and Steph, feel free to jump in. Racism has helped to keep classism, right? Because I mean, sure, you got some black people who are of the upper crust, as you put it, but and they can afford and or have the network to get themselves out of bullshit when those things happen. But just racism, like think of the fact that there's poor whites that think they're better than black people who actually have more money than them and more, you know, stature in the world. Like that type of mentality allows the government to pull one over on them. You know what I mean? And racism does a mind fuck to us as well. Like I seen one of these coons, I'm not gonna say their name, make an actual good point once, and their point was that, and when they said it, I had to say, if I hear something that makes sense to me, it makes sense to me. But their point was, a lot of times we feel so separate that it's hard for us to take advantage and be a part of, right? So we feel like we're so separate from the society, therefore, like what we said earlier in the show, we need more black cops, right? But we're not going to be a cop because we feel so separate. Or we might need black politicians in local government, but we feel so separate, we don't want to be a politician. Go ahead.
I can't be a black cop. I have a stained past, a checkered past, you know, so to speak. So I can't be a cop.
Now I can dig it, but you know, still, just participating in government or whatever the case may be, sometimes we feel so separate. A lot of us, not all of us, feel so separate then that it's hard for us to take part of the system that we need to influence, so we can take that power and give it back. So racism does fuck us up and maintain classism, in my opinion. Schoolboy, you got thoughts on what Pressure had to say?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, so Steph, you was a chef up north? Like, is that where you learned how to cook? I mean, the man said he had a checker pass. Do we need to know about any insurance policies? I mean, shit. The way you said that shit got me spooked. What's up, man?
Nah, to be a cop, you have to have a squeaky clean record, like nothing on it. You know what I'm saying? And,
we all know that's not true. So okay,
well, that's what they told me.
Yeah, they lied. They lied. If
you know what? It was a white person that told. I don't know why I be believing this.
Yeah, you can't believe him.
I don't know why I be believing this white people.
You can't believe him. Nah.
Niggas pull one over on you.
Yeah.
And when they told me that, I was like, oh, that's it. And just went on about my life.
So what that tells me is that you ain't really want to be no cop. You just want to see if you can do it. You're like, hey, can I be a cop? Nah. Okay, cool. Let me just find something real quick. He ain't want to be no cop.
It wasn't like a life's ambition or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So when they told me no, I wasn't finna lose no sleep over it.
Right. Yo, but Schoolboy, what do you think about what Precious said? Racism is obsolete. To the upper crust, it's classism now. What do you think about that?
Well, you're going to have to tell that to Oprah when she couldn't go out over in Paris and go shopping. You're going to tell that to LeBron James when people write nigga on his houses in L.A. You know, we can go down the list of black folks who got a hell of money in a whole nother class and still getting shitted on for being black. So racism is definitely a part of, or classism and racism, they're related. But they're different. I mean, because you can buy your way out of a certain class, but you still gonna be a nigga at the end of the day, you know.
Steph?
No, it's big facts. Your man talked about it. Like, remember, OJ was like, "I'm not black, I'm OJ," but there's a reminder. Like every rich nigga that got money and thought he wasn't black anymore received a reminder. Michael Jackson got a reminder. O.J. Simpson got a reminder. Who else was it? Tiger Woods got a reminder. Like they will remind you every single time that you still a boy. They'll do it.
Brooklyn Honcho says Steph killed that opinion. Total agreement on your take on earlier. Hemp Lord says laugh out loud. King Soul says Larry David was the writer for Seinfeld. He's the reason why it's so funny. Facts. Pressure says we won nothing. We've taken so many L's as a people. To see white stumble is oddly satisfying. I think that's in reference to your point that you say black people got a win or the white people took the L.
No, we didn't win. We didn't win the war. We won the battle. Small victories. Come on, man.
But you know what? How much you want to bet there were black people that donated to that dumb shit too?
Ooh.
All them.
Say a name. Say a name, and I'm gonna see.
I ain't gonna agree. I could just say it. I could just say a type. You know the silly motherfuckers, the hats on, in the videos and shit. You
remember the niggas that was at the Republican National Convention dancing away? Fucking cool ass nigga.
The home. I know you talking about too. That one kid, he was in the convention going into the fucking country.
Candace Owens probably put a band on there.
I don't know, man. I mean, everybody has a right to believe what they believe, but
Diamond Silk probably put a couple racks in there.
Diamond Silk, let's just say Diamond Silk. They, to me, are the most craziest ones. But I know the young dude you talking about though, that he be bugging the fuck out and he goes viral. He be dancing all crazy in the convention. I seen that video. This is a short dark skinned kid, right? That with a squeaky voice. I think he's from the South.
Nah, he brown skin.
Okay, but I think he's from the South or something like that, or Texas or some shit like that.
Bro, I honestly don't know about that nigga. I just seen that video.
He's actually from Atlanta. You talking about the young black kid who's the who's like a super Trump supporter?
Right.
Yeah.
He's always trying to be super positive and Christian.
He was with Herman Cain in that video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
He probably gave him COVID.
Let's hope this allegedly. We don't wish death on nobody, man. No, all views are welcome here. If you do wear that hat and you want to come talk about it and you black, you know what I mean, we'll listen to you.
Yo, we don't wish death on nobody, but we can definitely comment on the fact that the man's dead. He died of COVID. And goofy ass going out there, a cancer survivor with no mask on, trying to take a picture. He's trying to be cool, so he's gonna take his glasses off. You look crazy. You look crazy, bro.
I ain't talking about Herman. I'm talking about the kid that might have got it hanging out with him at the joint, because them conventions were definitely a cesspool for COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Cesspool.
bruh, they don't even believe in the mask. Then they there all dancing all crazy next to each other. Ain't nobody got no extra seats between each other. That shit is crazy. But anyway, we'll move on. King Soul says, the really rich people have to put their money towards shit like that. That's how they hide their money and get all those tax breaks, all a part of the game. Well, I don't know if that initiative to build the wall was a nonprofit. I mean, I would imagine so. I would imagine they do know how to, get tax breaks from donating to bullshit. But if it's a nonprofit, it would have been even harder for Homeboy to get away with spending money on his personal life. So that makes me think that at least they had it as a for-profit, but I don't have that knowledge. So, but I hear you though. They definitely put money towards things and get tax breaks. Keenan Collins says the creator of The Simpsons is said to be a high degree Mason and involved in Project Looking Glass. And Pressure says the upper crust have enough money to ignore racism. Pressure also says, but first, did you want to comment on that other comment, Schoolboy?
You talking about the whole he's a high level Mason? Like, okay, listen, this high level Christians out here, okay? What the hell? I know people always making these things up about Masons. Like Masons are some of the most incredible people that you'll know in your life, and there's a lot of Masons that you know that you don't realize you know. So let it go, folks.
All right. So President says Steph was caught shoplifting several times. He is banned from the Walgreens and CVS now. Damn.
Oh, listen, you got to shoplift at CVS and Walgreens. They be upping the prices on everything. Everything in there is outrageously priced, man. You got to steal when you up in there, man. When you go up in there, you need to have an EBT card, you know what I'm saying, a welfare, one of them welfare debit cards. And you got to be able to still wear some the gray sweatpants is my choice. When I go up in there, I go up in there with the gray sweatpants, and what I do is I go in there. You know what I'm saying? So that way they ain't checking that when you walk out the door. And don't steal stuff that's too high value. Like the cologne, I know y'all niggas like to wear that Curve, but it's too risky. Don't take it. You know what I'm saying? They got a little thing to make the alarm go off unless you got your got your getaway card right there at the door.
All right. I'm just going to assume that was jokes from Steph. Steph got jokes.
Yo, I can't condone none of what was just said. I have nothing to do with that. I am not a thieving ass Negro. I mean, please, Mr. Bossman, don't come get me.
All right.
No, it's all jokes, man. It's all jokes.
All right. Keita Call says Oprah and LeBron ain't got Rothschilds and company money. So they're saying they're rich, but they don't have wealth. You want to comment on that, Schoolboy? The mic is on Teddy Riley.
Oh, got too many computers in front of me. Long story short, man, they money does not buy your way out of your race. All right, so y'all folks who are thinking that you're gonna get so much money that white people aren't gonna think you're black anymore, or you're gonna be able to skirt around race. Like, I got a news flash for you. All right, it ain't gonna work out that way. It ain't gonna work out that way. It's not the way. That's not the way it works.
Right. Brooklyn Honcho says the nerve of white people. He says the nerve of white people. And Miss Ravioli says, who said racism is obsolete? And that was Pressure. He said, I did. Read my following for clarification. And she says she'll wait. So he's saying scroll up and read it. Brooklyn Honcho says Kanye West donated to the wall, but got a refund though. The $65 million tax return. Keenan Collins says, laugh out loud at Schoolboy. I'm not knocking Masons. All I'm saying is he might be more privy to the information than the rest of us.
That's fair. I think that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
I take offense, man. I don't like people talking bad about my Masons, man.
All right. Don't say that, because now every other comment gonna be talking bad about, you know what I mean? So Pressure says Republicans had a black man scream 999 on some Hitler shit. They love showcasing their frat house humor. R.I.P. Herman Cain. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna go into some more white collar crime, and I think this shit is funny as well. Citibank said hedge fund $175 million by mistake. Now it's struggling to get the money back. This comes to us from CNN.com via a union rep who actually put this on a group page. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at it. We all pretty much thought it was funny. So I decided we should talk about it. It goes on to say Citibank has a big problem and mistakenly wired roughly $175 million to Brigade Capital Management, and the hedge fund hasn't returned the money. The U.S. banking giant filed a lawsuit Monday in the Southern District of New York seeking the return of the funds that is said were transferred in an operational mistake. Citibank said in court documents that it meant to send Brigade Capital around $1.5 million in interest payment and on a loan. The hedge fund made to troubled cosmetics company Revlon. Okay, so they sent that money to them for Revlon. Instead, they wired roughly 100 times that amount of its own funds to the hedge fund. Other Revlon creditors also receive erroneous payments adding up to $900 million. Citibank, which acts as an administrative agent on the Revlon loan, alleges in court documents that Brigade Capital is refusing to return the money. Brigade has taken the baseless position that Citibank's overpayment served to pay off Revlon's entire principal balance as well, the bank wrote in its complaint. So apparently people who got stock in Revlon got hit off recently, as well as the Revlon, the company itself, at the expense of Citibank, their so-called personal funds, which I don't understand what their own funds is when they're a bank. Basically the funds that probably come out of hardworking everyday people's checks. What's your thoughts on this?
So I think we spoke about this yesterday. I'm actually doing some studying for my insurance license, right? So I'm actually studying this type of fraud and these type of mistakes, and doing good faith and stuff like that, ethics and whatnot. Long story short, man, yo. So you said, what is it? Citibank is looking. This hedge fund allegedly has changed their number. Their address has changed. They're routing calls to their baby mama house, and she not picking up no more. Like, yo, they're not getting that money back, bro. They're not getting that money back. Drop 175 million in my bank account, bro. See how fast you get that money back. Let's try it as an experiment. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ain't doing that. This hedge fund, they said, look, they found an invoice somewhere. They was like, does that say $175 million? That's what it's for. It wasn't a mistake.
I think they see money like that on a regular and probably just paid it out as it was supposed to go. And it just was the third party. Like, yo, we pay that shit out to, our client, and we take our cut and move on. You know what I mean? That's probably where they're coming from. But Steph?
No, you can't make no mistake like that, man. Especially not around a nigga like me. I'm taking everything out the account. I'm tipping the Brinks truck. Like, I'm on some baller shit. You ain't never heard a nigga tip the Brinks driver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually hearing a lot more stories like this, where it was like this flagrant level of what's the word I'm looking for? Inept or incompetent. And it's happening too often. You know what I'm saying? So you can't expect everybody to just be like, oh, no, we're going to hold on to the money. No, don't make the mistake.
You know why?
I'm going to be going as fast as I get it.
You know why? There's a lot of people working from home right now in all these companies. So somebody made a mistake. Somebody made a mistake working from home. And
They was fresh up off the plate, like, enter, with that shit, and messed up. Pressed the wrong button. Pressed the wrong button. Yo, the other thing about it, man, is these banks, man. So at one point in my life, I was going into investment banking, right? Mm-hmm. Let me explain something to you. When they say something like, "Oh, this was just an operational mistake," like you said, what that means is somebody made a mistake. Now, let me explain something about the person who made the mistake. They did not look like me because that person would have been in handcuffs. You know, they're probably a very nice looking young white lady. She just made a mistake. You know, I'm sorry. It's only $175 million. We make that in a cycle. Not a big deal. Don't worry about it, Susan. We'll figure it out. You know, we'll just have to put a lawsuit in, and hopefully we'll get the money back. But if we don't, it's okay. It's all right.
So, speaking of that, this article also talks about like something similar happened to a regular, couple in Pennsylvania. So, they go on to say, ordinary Americans, this could be a headache for ordinary Americans, as banks typically demand the money be returned. Depending on the state, customers can face criminal charges, whereas these people, they're taking them to looks like civil court, right? But if you are just a regular person, you're going to criminal court. They said they face those criminal charges if they spend the money. And it says a Pennsylvania couple faced felony theft charges last year after they spent $120,000 that their bank accidentally put in their account. So how do you feel about that? Like with the double standard. So if you're a company and you're a hedge fund, you get $175,000. We can go to civil court and talk about it. But if you're average everyday American citizen and you get $120,000 put in your account and you spend it because you saying look at God, you believe you believe in God and God put that money in your account. You spend it, now you face criminal charges. What's your thought on that? Schoolboy.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Like when people talk about classism, et cetera, they gotta keep their eyes on the prize. What it really comes down to is those people who have access to billions of dollars, and it's not nothing for them to lose or misplace or misappropriate $175 million for real. That's what you got to look out for, because those are the people who are really running things. Those are the people that are playing the games that you think that these little crumb snatching cops are about. Like, no, this is a bigger game going on. And if you're thinking about, if you think a basketball player has money, you haven't met the VP of any of these major banks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're shitting on this basketball money and they're not blowing out their knees to do it.
Right. What about you, Steph? You get $120,000 in your bank account. You already said what you would do with the $175 million, but you get $120,000. That's an obvious mistake. That's a hard pill to swallow by just giving them $120,000. But it's $120,000. Yes.
The home already bought, man. I can't do nothing about that. The house has been paid for. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I don't buy it in my name. I buy it in, like, I don't know, something like my cousin's name or something, because they'll come get you. They'll come take it if it's in your name.
Okay, so you saying you willing to take the charge, knowing it's coming, just to make sure your family's straight, just to make sure they're gonna have a new home in the family.
I mean, just like you made a mistake, they made a fraud to my account. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, these hackers, they hacked my account and bought a house. Shit happens.
Oh, I see. Nah, but at the same time, then you can't keep the house if you just blame it on the hackers. So you would just have to straight up take the charge, hypothetically speaking, and just say, all right, yeah, I spent them, I gave the money out to my family. What do you want me to do about it? You know what I mean?
How long we talking?
Shit. I can't say, but I could definitely say, they probably would. I can't say, but let's say a few years. Let's say a few to 5 years.
Let's say 5. I'll do 5.
5 years?
I'll do 5.
That's fair. Schoolboy, 5 years, family got a new home.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna give myself a chance to get caught like that. If they drop over $100,000 in my bank account, I'm gone, bro. I'm gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell the fam, like, I'm gonna send you a ticket, all right? You know what I'm saying? Meet me in Europe. I'm gone. I'm not fit to stay around here so y'all can arrest me. Like, I'm not losing my freedom for no money. No, I'm taking that money to spend it. No, sir.
But nah, when it's big money shit like that, they come find you. That's one thing I learned. They will come find you about their money. White people play about a lot of shit, but they don't play about their money, man.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make their job easy for them at all. They're gonna have to come look for me immediately. I'm okay. We dropped the money. Maybe it was a mistake because we dropped the money in there and it just disappeared. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
All right, so I'm gonna read these comments before we move on to the next joint.
And they gonna be looking at my bank transaction like like this nigga bought 3 gold chains, 2 wristwatches.
All right, so Pressure says, don't talk bad about Schoolboy's masters. And then Keita Carl says, last thing I'm gonna say about Masons is Chris Kidd did a video trying to expose Masons, and his ass was in jail within the next couple months.
What was he in jail for? Was he? That's the guy who shot his butler?
Nah, I don't even like to go on other platforms, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy who was some type of podcaster, and he ended up going to jail for child prostitution or something like that.
Okay, so here's the thing. That don't have nothing to do with Masons. He's just a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't have nothing to do with Masons. This guy got hemmed up on child on crimes against children. Here's the other thing, though. It's sort of like this, right? The fact of the matter is, this entire country was founded, right, by Masons, right? So here's the other thing. It's like you going on the block, and your block is run by Bloods or something like that. And you go on the block and you out here talking rough about the Bloods. What's gonna happen? They're gonna come get you. So when you start talking crazy about Masons, you have no basis to talk the shit. You're slandering and this, that, and the third. It just so happens that a lot of people around you and a lot of people in power are actually Masons. If they come start applying pressure, that's on you.
Wasn't George Washington a Mason?
Yes. He did his oath, his initial oath, in his damn apron. So come on now. It is what it is.
So Redemption Song 76 says sex trafficking. So he was Chris Kidd was arrested for sex trafficking. Minors, I believe, though.
That's on him.
Yeah. And let me see. Pressure says the funds for the bank come from interest, late fees, overdrafting, and financing. And Pressure says Steph is a master criminal turned youth. Brooklyn Hunter says 5 years for a home isn't a good trade. And he says piece of gate ass nigga.
Oh, you talking about Chris Kidd?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So moving on. We have one last comment on the 1K subject. What would you do if they accidentally drop $120,000 in your bank account? Miss Ravioli's answer is 120K. I'm looking up laws surrounding possession, 9 attempts, and who has already gotten away with a similar act. That's fair. That's fair. That's a thinking woman. And hold on, Schoolboy.
Yeah, that sounds good, Miss Ravioli. You're looking up case law and whatnot, and you hopefully you're gonna get away with it. I am, for one, am not fighting that case in court. Okay, I'm gonna do like all the other pirates did over time. They take the booty and they run. They don't stick around and say, well, hopefully the queen doesn't prosecute me. Like, no, getting out of here, man.
Right. All right. So with that being said, I kind of want to lighten it up. We talked about crime for like the whole damn show so far. Murders, white collar crime, police brutality. It's a real talk show so far. You know what I mean? So,
but it's provocative. Gets the people going.
Yeah, early in the morning. So but I want to talk about Lisa Ray shooting her shot at at Will Smith via this article. They said that she basically said Lisa Ray says she and Will Smith can have an entanglement. So this comes to us from the source. It's one of the articles that we didn't get to from a few days ago. It says Lisa Ray previously criticized Jada Pinkett Smith for her relationship with August Alsina, which is widely known as an entanglement. And article goes on to quote her saying, "I think and feel that he was a baby. Now I'm all for it. If you want to date someone younger, go for it," Lisa said. But then she also said, but because of his circumstances and why in which he came to her wounded and hurt in her lap, how in the hell did he get from off her lap and then you got into the D? I don't understand. Then the actress who sat down with her on show Going to Bed and admitted that she found Will Smith attracted, but Jamie Foxx show actress reminded her, Lisa Ray, that he's already taken. But then the Players Club actress, they keep calling her actress from what she did before, which is throwing me off. But they said she has a perfect solution. We can have an entanglement. She continues saying, I'm saying a Will Smith type. You know, he's charming, he's rich, he's poetic, he's philanthropist, he's a humanitarian, a great dad. Lisa Ray is a mother of one. And on the market, she's divorced, retired to NFL star Tony Martin, and her second husband from the former Turks and Caicos chief minister. So she had two husbands prior to this, and she's shooting her shot publicly at Will Smith. And what's your thoughts on her shooting her shot at Will Smith and to be her new ex-husband or entanglement, whoever?
Right. Which what's her name? Will Smith better be careful, man. He already walking towards a divorce. He don't want a second one before he gets out of the first one. Lisa Ray is obviously known for divorcing cats, so that wouldn't be my first choice for a next marriage. However, if you'll pull up that picture again, shout out to the dark skinned lady in the background of that picture, giving all the looks. All right. Hold on, I'm waiting for this video for the picture because that picture was off the chain, boy. I was looking at that. Yo, do you see this thing with this little wig on to the left of her? Lord have mercy, just titties everywhere. But yeah, man. But that being said, man, Lisa Ray, what's up with these with these cradle robbers? Not cradle, but these cougars coming out of nowhere. First, it's what's that chick's name? Eddie Murphy's ex-wife out here serving the looks and whatnot. You know, the geriatric, the nursing home about to be lit in about 20 years, man. Put it that way.
They say it's lit now. They say they be wilding in there. But Steph, what's your thoughts?
First off, old people be fucking. You need to know that.
Right.
They be fucking. All right. They got a whole thing about they got a whole program to stop senior citizens from catching STDs. That's how much they be fucking. And also
it's nasty.
Lisa Ray's not a cradle robber. Her and Will Smith about the same age, ain't they?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're about the same age.
I'd smash.
Yeah, I would too. But this is fair game. You know what I'm saying? You kind of put your relationship out there, let it be known, and it was rumored that you guys had an open relationship. Then it was confirmed. So, Lisa Ray taking a shot at Will, just trying to get some, get a little dick. Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, just stay in the life of Will Smith.
I mean,
and I would prefer if we addressed her as Diamond on the show.
They addressed her as the as the Players Club actress and everything else she was in. But
I just came here to dance.
I just came to dance for y'all, and that's it.
So the name you was looking for, Redemption says the name is Nicole Murphy. Is an entire thirst trap, and that's basically going where I'm going with it. Like, that shit is wild corny. Like, you shooting your shot at Will Smith via the media. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is corny. Like, I legit saw a female go live on my Facebook who was pretty popular in her demographic. So I'm not even gonna say her name or anything like that. But I even saw this one girl go live for her whole audience to bark on everybody on behalf of the August Alstina nigga and shoot her, and the whole time she kept taking like commercial breaks, shooting her shot at that nigga, talking about if you're wounded and you want older women, come at me. Like, this shit is just thirsty all around for them to be on like social media and or media in general, trying to actually see what's up with Will Smith and entertainment. Shit is ridiculous. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, I think we're forgetting this. The level of embarrassment that she put Will Smith through, right? First of all, you cheated on him. That's one thing, right? Then you got this nigga who can't keep his mouth shut and had to tell the whole world.
Right.
Then you go out and then you confirm to the entire world. And then there's the jokes, there's the memes, there's the niggas playing jokes on Will Smith inbox, and then a week later, it's the song. You know how much embarrassment that is for one man to absorb, right? For him to get a little lap dance from Diamond, that's the least they can get for this man. He deserves that much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on.
All right. Yeah.
And I don't think hers was as much thirsty because she was saying hers on a podcast. That was really just like girl talking amongst themselves.
Okay.
However, because who she is, people listened to that little snippet and wrote an article about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you know what? You raised a lot of good points. And that's why I'm glad we have a panel. And it's never just one of us in our opinions. Precious says she fucked a baby then? Question marks. I think she was referring to August Alsina as the baby because he's so younger than her.
Yeah.
But me personally, I'm all for like once I was of age, even before then, I was always in the older women. You know what I mean? So, I he picked the right one. So he just was a cornball by how he handled it. You know what I'm saying? But you imagine being that young getting with Jada, like, you feel me? He handled that shit totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? That shit could have came back around, maybe a year later or some shit. But the nigga went to the media talking about he's hurt. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, Precious says nursing homes have very high STD counts. Yeah, exactly. So nursing home is definitely popping in nursing home right now. Precious said, when you elderly, who gives a fuck about herpes? It ain't gonna last long. Shit, finna die. Yo, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? And Booker Hunter says, y'all off the hook this morning. Salute. Salute to you. Thank you for that. Redemption Song says, Will allowed that fuckery. They both tried to clean up the madness on some fake new woke levels. Talking about what was that shit? Ride together, die together. Bad marriage for life. You know?
Bro, wasn't that shit hard to watch? Was that just me?
Yes, it was cringeworthy.
Oh my god. Okay, so I ain't tripping. I was like, I can't watch this shit.
You know what that was? You know what that was? That was when the guy who the guy who's with his girl and he leaves his girl at his house and he goes to the store and he comes back and he takes a while and all his boys done hit by the time he get back, but he still love her. So he like, well, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? And I'm down for her, so it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? That was just a mistake that she made, and she's just sitting there back there like, this nigga's really gonna let this happen. Yeah, I love you too, baby. That's what we watched. But we watched it happen to Will Smith. That's the only difference. Will Smith really let that shit ride, man.
Well, he damn sure did. But yo,
but people understand. This ain't. Listen, when that happens to your corny ass homeboy, you know what I'm saying? You be like, it be sad, but it don't be this sad. You know what I'm saying? Because he is married. They have property together, children together, time. These motherfuckers been together 27 years now. That's a lot of fucking time, dog.
I think it's also not that extreme. It was just one nigga she fucked.
Right. It wasn't that many niggas. But
hey, I just had to take it to the extreme, just off the strength. Like, yo, but you know what? I think it's more extreme because Will is such a high profile celebrity. And and Jada hasn't done shit on that level to make her worthy of cheating on. Like, here's my thing about her cheating with August Alsina. If she would have cheated with, let's say, Bill Gates, if she would have cheated with Bill Gates, I'd have been like, yo, I get it. If she would have cheated with the guy who owns maybe Bronner Brothers, who just want, or even Tyler Perry or something like that, that's one thing. She went out here. Who is August Alsina?
Well, hold on. She can't just cheat with Tyler Perry and just think, it's Tyler Perry. Nah, nigga, that nigga's Tyler Perry. She with Tyler Perry. We got some questions, bro.
Hey, but that's
some shit that need to be addressed.
But that seems like it would be par for the course. That seems like the type of dude she would cheat with. Not August out. Like, bro, if I was Will Smith, man, there would be so much murder on my mind in all kind of ways. Like, bro.
All right, but well, that leads to this question. All right, so this Brooklyn Honcho says, if you could be Will Smith for a week, what would you do? So yeah, go ahead.
I would find a eligible Victoria's Secret model. I'd hop on a jet and just smash and take pictures all around the world. Like, hey, this is us fucking in Paris. This is us fucking in London. We're in Italy today and we're fucking. Like, I'd be extra with the shits, man. That's me. If I was Will Smith, I'd take advantage. I'd be saying all kind of reckless stuff on TV too.
Like, he said for a week though, just 1 week. So that's how you would take advantage of being Will Smith. You would just help him get revenge and smash something.
That and I would send Schoolboy $15 million. That's what I would do if I was Will Smith for a week. Yes.
Exactly.
You got to help yourself. Fuck.
Exactly. Steph, same question.
Man, if I was Will Smith for a week, well, obviously I would, probably wire Stephon Williamson $250,000.
Have to.
Yeah, you got to. Just I don't want to send Will into bankruptcy, but I got to look out for me, obviously. But I probably fuck Jada. Probably be on the list of things. Just being honest. I don't know, dog. I don't know. It'd be weird.
All right. So yeah, man. They both use my answer. My answer is I would send myself some bread. I would send myself at least $1 million, but I would do it with some class. Like I would sign like a contract with it. You know what I mean? Like I would put myself in business with the Will estate. I wouldn't just send myself the bread. You know what I'm saying? My next movie will be starring Will Smith, and I got paid to do it. You know what I mean? Some shit like that. So Pressure says Schoolboy is wild. Redemption says gay Tyler Perry. And then Pressure says Schoolboy Will Smith has an iron though. So
that way
he probably also has wrinkle-free shirts. So there's that.
All right. So speaking of shooting your shot, we're gonna go into the next topic. We're gonna keep it light now. Remember, we went in on the whole criminal shit earlier. And we already passed the 2-hour mark, but we're gonna rock out with you as a Friday. But this comes to us from Adam22, as well as a website called Bro Bible, and basically it's simply titled Instagram model claims she hooked up with 7 Phoenix Suns player on one night, and she spoke about it on Adam22's podcast, and they have a little clips on Twitter, some promotional clips. So I'm going to play this, and if Vanessa was here, this would have been one of our thought topics, but I feel we can talk about it still. It was on the list. So let's go.
On my birthday is Memorial Day weekend. On my birthday, I seen them all at Dre's, like this one team.
Okay.
She's so shy. It's so cute, baby. Like, and I don't know, I was getting fucked in a hotel room. They all pulled up, and I sucked their dick.
The mic down.
The whole team.
7.
7 basketball players in a row?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
I was fucked up. I didn't fuck any of them, though. She said
What happened to the nuts?
swallowed.
All of them?
Yeah.
And nothing happened? You didn't have like a weird reaction in your stomach or anything?
No, I passed out.
That sounds so fun.
You're almost making it sound like you were too fucked up to be sucking 7 dicks. And also, you were getting fucked by somebody else right before this?
Yeah, they walked in mid me getting fucked.
How did they walk in? Where were you?
In the hotel room. So I was fucking like someone that works with the team. And I know that team because I've hooked up with them before. But they all pulled up. No, not the whole team.
Okay.
Like a few of them. They all just pulled up. They knew I was in there and they were like, let's get lit. And they were just sitting around the bed and they just rotated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yo, they all love you.
So you don't look back. Do you look back at this as a positive memory?
Yeah, I don't care. It was lit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I respect
She's
that.
just nervous right now.
No, I mean, she's not that nervous. So she immediately told us about sucking 7 dicks in a row.
Yes, good point, my man. Good
I'm
point.
so glad he said that. Oh, because old girl was like, "Oh, she's so shy, so
That's
cute."
so cute,
she
right?
was not nothing shy. She was because right after you said that, I was getting fucked. Like she ain't shy.
She just
What
talked
you say
about
about this girl?
swallowing seven of them.
She was egging her on, bro. She was egging her on, trying to hype her up.
Oh, I think it's
That's what that was.
I think it's one more minute. Let me just make sure it's not a duplicate. If it's one more minute, we're gonna listen to that too.
My birthday is Memorial Day.
Okay, it's the same clip. They just posted it twice. So, and then there's some tweets where, basically, because this goes to this comment right here. My man Keenan said, "I'm wearing no Suns players." There was some tall niggas from the YMCA. So the reason why people are alleging that it was the Suns is because there was some tweet interaction with her, and somebody said I got my answer. So they asked her, "What NBA team kids were you swallowing?" And she said, "The Suns." And then somebody asked her, "Was any of them in the starting lineup?" And she said, "Duh," as in, of course. And yeah, and I think Shakar says, "I will not be commenting on these rumors going around about the Phoenix Suns load management strategies." So yeah, and then I believe that girl that was sitting with her, that's the same female I believe that outed Snoop Dogg for sniffing coke off her ass. I think that's the same girl, that young girl that's been fucking with people and just getting clout off of it. What's your thoughts on these women not only doing what they do, but just why is it a claim to fame? You know what I mean? Like why? Good.
So, so I went to a strip club in Tampa one time, and like the strippers kept trying to get me to do a private with them, and I started to notice a certain smell, and I was just like, "Why does your breath smell like that?" Like. So I can only imagine what her breath smelled like in the morning after she's done this and passed out. Like it's really sickening, to be honest with you. Like who? And then the other thing about it is like the way they set her up, bro. The way they set her up, bro, is so disgusting. Like, oh yeah, I was just in there and I was having sex with this guy, and then like 7 guys walked in. What kind of prelude to a porno is this? Like, you think it was just a mistake? They just happened to be there? No, they got your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and chicks that always trip me out. Like these hardcore hoes always trip me out because they're always surprised by the copious amounts of dick that they get served. They're just like, yeah, I was just minding my business and getting smashed by some random dude. And then like 7 other guys came in and I just started serving them too. But yeah, it wasn't planned or anything. Not by you, you dumb bitch. Like, the fuck? Like, yo, I can't get down with the with the dumb hoe schemes and stuff like that. Like, nah, like hopefully she got paid, bro.
She said it was her birthday and they was lit.
That's a damn shame, bro. She really so she looking at herself, telling her these lies about how these her damn friends and shit like that. Meanwhile, they running through her mouth and shit. Like, come on, no.
All right, Steph.
Cause we run trains, choo choo all night. Come on, man. This how we get down in the South, man. Well, not myself, but
I'll go to big screen. Yo, Bun B said it. Nah, Pimp C said run fucking trains. That nigga Pimp C said something different. But go ahead.
No, man. Oh, this is funny. But you got peep this. When they asked her what team, she said the Suns.
Right.
What team come was you swallowing? She said the Suns. That's SONS, not SUNS. Pay attention. She knew she knew the type of semen she was swallowing. Those were boy seeds she was swallowing. Is basically what she was getting to.
It was the
double. But as far as right, that's a bar. That's what we call it. This was just funny, man. It's crazy how every year it seems like every year it's a new hole to come out, and it's the new hole on the block, and who's supposed to have that fire head. And I have no reason to believe that these were actual NBA players that she was sucking up. Like somebody said in the comments, them could have been just tall niggas. And to women, I can't tell you how many times I just been wearing a Jaguar t-shirt and I'm just walking through the streets. And niggas be like, "Oh, you play for the Jags?" Yeah, man, I play for the Jags. Just dumb shit. Motherfuckers won't believe what they want to believe. She would be like, "Oh, you guys a basketball team?" Yeah, baby, we a basketball team. And she just like, "Oh, okay, I'll suck your dicks." She seemed like that type stupid.
But she hang out with homegirl that definitely be fucking them rappers though, or allegedly. She definitely.
I can hear you.
I said she definitely be hanging out with the.
Oh, let me refresh my.
Yeah, hop back in. Yeah, homegirl that she was sitting with definitely be fucking rappers, and she claims, she told this whole story about Snoop and some other people. But anyway, let's go. We're gonna read the rest of these comments. Steph is back. Steph, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. There's something that went wrong. I don't know what happened.
All right, I'm gonna get to the comments, and Precious says, "Fuck all these culture vultures. They promote these messy white whores." Yo, that's another thing, yo. Like, I'm not saying they should be slutting out, some women that's black, but it's like, who finds this big fake fat lip shit on these white women attractive? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit looks weird to me. You know what I mean? You look like a cartoon character. Redemption Song says she looks the part. Broke down Kardashian shit. Keenan says them wearing no Suns play. Oh, we read that already. President says she fucked the road crew to get. And Chris is laughing, and Redemption is laughing. Brooklyn Honcho said, "All right, I'm." And Redemption Song says Selena Powell. I believe that's the other woman's name. And Miss Ravioli says that's light for her. 7, that's light for her. Well, apparently she had, that's a lit birthday to her. And Redemption Song says that's gross. And yeah, exactly. And Redemption Song says black men. I don't know. Oh, she answered, who finds that shit attractive? I don't know, man. I don't know no niggas that find that shit attractive. Maybe it's dudes once they get money, they think it's a claim to fame or some shit, or maybe it's a guilt-free train, I guess. I can't think of it like I can't fathom what they going through. As a grown man, I wouldn't want to be number 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 online. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Steph, my fault.
No, I was just saying, women don't be getting their shit. They don't, all that shit they do it for us. Men, we need to stop taking credit for that. We are not the reason they do this goofy shit. They do this goofy shit on their own. Them eyelashes, men routinely, we tell y'all all the time, we don't give a fuck about them fake eyelashes. We don't like them fake eyelashes. But here they go, fake ass eyelashes, 10 inches thick, impressive, and they only get compliments from other women. Girl, your lashes is banging. Thank you, bitch. Thank you. They the only ones complimenting each other on their lashes. We think it's stupid, but they put these lashes on to impress other women. They do all this shit for other women, like the fake lips. I mean, we don't even, our first look is at your body, then your face, right? Because it is what it is. So the whole thing of you doing this for, you're not doing this for men. You're doing this for you. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Because if y'all wore what we wanted y'all to wear, y'all would look totally different. Y'all probably wouldn't even need the surgery if y'all was really going off with a nigga wanted.
There'll be a lot more natural shit going on, I believe. Yeah, I agree with you there. Precious says, what strip club you was at where the hoes don't have toothbrushes, schoolboy?
Yeah, I don't know about if they had toothbrushes or not, but I'm gonna tell you, there was a strip club in Tampa that has a like part of it looks like a alien fucking UFO structure or something like that. So anybody who's been in Tampa probably knows this spot. And when you go upstairs, they got the little private rooms and stuff like that. And it was interesting.
Tampa, Georgia.
But yeah, man, that was
Tampa, Georgia.
Tampa,
no,
Florida.
Man, you can't
Tampa,
keep
Florida.
putting that shit on my state, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yo, here goes the crazy thing. Is that I was there for my first week of training at this new job, and I was like, you know what? Before I get on this plane, I'm gonna check out what they got going on over here, and that's what ended up happening, man.
I can't front. I went to a strip club in Florida once. I think the white one though, and they had some fucking pasties on their nipples, man.
Yeah, I can't fuck with that shit, man.
Let me ask you, schoolboy. So you're certain that it was the smell of dick on her breath, correct?
Could have been dick and bad diet.
No, I'm not certain that's what it is, but I will say that they all had a very similar smelling breath. So I'm like, well, whatever it is, they've all had the taste of it. And I've never smelled any food that smells like that. So I'm just going to assume that that's what's referred to as dick breath. You know, I'm just going to assume that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a very strange smell. I was like, just all in my face and shit. You know how they be trying to be nice. Hey, honey, how are you?
With the H words, they got a bunch of H words. Like,
like, shut up my goddamn face. Your breath smells like dick, bitch.
Yo, Precious says she was blowing out mad candles on her birthday. She definitely blew out a lot of candles for her birthday, Precious bars. And Precious says all bitches gotta do is not stink, and the extra shit is for competition. Facts, you know what I mean? Well, he's putting sauce on it, but you know what I mean? And then Redemption says forensic dickologist, pay attention. I think he's just saying that's what it smells like when they got a lot of dick in their diet. If the whole club breath would smell like that in the strip club, I mean, is this safe assumption that they all, you know what I mean, intake the same shit, you know what I mean? Or there's some type of drink they serve there that you ain't privy to. I don't know. But.
Yeah, it's called milk demand. But yeah. Hey, no, but yo, you know, we all been in certain places and things like that. I gotta go in a minute, but
all right,
we all been in certain places, and you know, bro, I already saw what was going down the moment I walked in there. You know what I'm saying? These are weird ass fees and stuff like that. I got to walk over here and do this and walk over there and do that. Oh, I see what's going down. It's a whole bunch of shit going on up in here. What even that many people up in there? So you already know what it is.
Yo, so speaking of shooting your shot, well, we went from shooting your shot to this girl sucking up a whole basketball team. And, you know, me personally, I just think as an adult, especially as the whole concept of a so-called train, all that shit is just ridiculous. So, Brooklyn Honcho says the condom smell is on their breath. And Precious says, Schoolboy said, hold up, I know that smell. But I want to go from that to your man Turk. Yeah, I think y'all spoke about it on the show the other day. And Turk was on a little podcast talking about him and Wayne fucking bitches running trains on chicks, I guess in their youth. And this comes to us from the source. And I believe there's a video of it. Let me see if it's the short version. Nah, it's not. So we're not even going to get into that. But no, there is a short version. So apparently him and Lil Wayne, during their time of running train on women, they had some consequences, and
and Wayne actually caught crabs and everything together, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like my little bro. You feel me? We caught crabs from these two sisters from Houston. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you know, man, we were fucking these two sisters, you know, and we just got on a tour bus and niggas were itching, and baby like, man, what the fuck wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? So I'm itching. He like, man, you nigga must got crabs. You feel me? So bam, we went to the you know, Rite Aid or some Walgreens and bought some lice. There was some lice and shit with a little comb and some cream, and bam, we got to the hotel. Scrub our little hair, little part, you feel me? And man, on the tower, brother, crab was literally on that motherfucker polka dot. And that motherfucker was doing like that, man. I was like, damn, this is a real crab, bro. It was small. I say, damn, it's really a crab, bro. You feel me? So I like, damn. So we had to cut the pubic part, bam, bam, bam. And we fuck around and gave that shit to our baby mom at the time. Wayne gave that shit to Talia, and I gave it to my baby mama. And man, we motherfucker crab infested.
Yeah, so there you have it. A story that comes with running train on women. Apparently, because if they both caught crabs, which is my quick take, is that if they both caught crabs from supposedly fucking two different women, that means they were sharing both of the women. You know what I mean? So for them all to have caught the crabs. But Steph, what's your thoughts on this? Because I believe Schoolboy had to step away. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I was taken aback a little bit, man, because that nigga jumped off the porch in this video. Yeah, me and Wayne caught crabs together. Like that's some kind of bonding moment that normal people have. That is not normal. It's nothing normal about we caught crabs together. And then then you talk about how you gave it back to your baby mama and your Toya. See, we ain't need to know all that. We ain't need to know Toya had crabs. The streets didn't need to know that. You snitching. Come on, Turk. You better than this, man. This your tell-all? This your tell-all podcast? Come on, man. Do better.
I know originally I was asking why women be coming out there with as that shit being their claim to fame or whatever, but apparently that's the same for certain dudes too. But I just thought the story was relatable. You know what I'm saying? We just finished talking about women sharing 7, birthday candles, as Pressure put it, and it's like, yo, this shit sounds crazy for adults to be doing that type of shit, especially dudes with all types of money. It's like, yo, you got all this money, influence, and or reach. You can't just go find your own. You got to share, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just weird, but they were young in their defense. But as far as these basketball players, that shit sounds crazy. And I just thought
YMCA players.
The YMCA players, it just sounds crazy. But Schoolboy, what's your thoughts, man? Did you hear the video I just played?
Nah, I missed it. If you can give me the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah, man. Just basically Turk from the Hot Boys and Lil Wayne was sharing shit.
Oh, I heard about that. And he got crabs. He gave, I think he's so wrong for putting everybody's business out there like that. Like, even if it happened so long ago, why is you putting all these women's business out there? Like, you and your homeboy got crabs. Leave it at that.
Right.
Get my baby mama crab.
That's
the accent. That shit.
Yeah, man. Like this is why I say that these rappers, you can't be looking up to these rappers as being any kind of role model for your life or nothing like that. Like, bro, don't do that, because a lot of these people who are quote unquote entertainers and quote unquote artists and quote unquote rappers and stuff like that. A lot of these people are these are the mentally handicapped folks that some good benefactor has put some money in their pocket. Go ahead and sing that song, boy. Let me go see. They get up there and they start doing a little jigaboo dance and stuff like that, and then they give them a bunch of money, and they're like, yeah. It's just like I can't support this shit, man. Like, I feel like this is people taking advantage of retarded people, like Lil Wayne, bro. When Lil Wayne's not on the track and he comes out in these little interviews, he's not saying insightful shit. You know what I'm saying? He's not. It's like, okay, so you obviously went to the 4th grade.
Nah, he graduated college or some shit like that.
You can graduate college, have other people do your homework, and have a degree and be a straight dumbass. I know plenty of people like that.
Yeah, I'm not. You got no argument with me from me there. Redemption says the fuck. Pressure asks you, Schoolboy, be real. Did you pay for the GFE that night?
Definitely not.
The girlfriend experience?
Definitely not. Definitely not. No, I didn't.
Redemption says ignorant shit. And Brooklyn Honcho says that story was better than his album.
Fire. Bars.
Yeah. They did have some hot tracks back then as the Hot Boys, though, man.
I like hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop.
Like some of the earlier shit, but I never really listened to a whole Turk album though. I listened to the Hot Boy shit back in the day, but I never really heard Turk's solo project. If I did, I don't remember it. So I can't. You got no argument from me there as well. Redemption says social results of social promotion, what you was talking about basically earlier. So speaking of results of social promotion, Schoolboy, you got time for like another story or two, or? I can't hear you.
I got time for one more in me.
All right, so this is just some dumb shit that some people did. I actually have two stories of some dumb shit, and I'm gonna read. I just cram them into one, and just read it, and it one after another. This one's one of our union reps posted this on the group page as well, and I just thought it was pretty interesting. A man broke into an aquatic center in Arizona, got trapped in a water slide support pipe, and died before rescuers could get him. And the bullet points from this is actually a 31-year-old man identified as by the Scottsdale Police Department as Ryan Kelly died on Monday after breaking in to an outdoor aquatic center and getting stuck in the water supply pipe. They go on to say police said in a statement sent to Insider that the man was found after a patrol officer heard faint calls for help near the El Dorado Aquatic and Fitness Center around 12:30 a.m. Despite the efforts from the police, the fire departments, the man died before officers could get him. So this dude was running around the water park, basically, and killed himself. You know what I mean? Fucked around, killed himself. And I think that's where keeping it dumb goes deadly. I'm gonna let you go first, schoolboy.
Yeah. So I think I've said it here before. I used to work at Disney at a water park. I was a lifeguard. And one of the things that we had was one of the things we had to do. Like if you were the first employee on the park and you could show that you were there before everybody else, your job, which was a cool job, to open up the park. Like other people had to like go in there and like rake leaves out the pool and, you know, make sure there were no leaves at the bottom of the pool. Like they were doing like grunt work. But if you were the first person on the park, you got a chance to run around the whole park as fast as you could and ride every single ride. And the reason why was because I want to make sure there were no wildlife on the park, on the slides and stuff like that on the rides before the guests got there. Now, this guy, and this is the reason why, like, I couldn't understand, like, why do we have to have so many people working here? And like some people's job it just was to like stand there at the top of the slide and be like, all right, hold on. Okay, go.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Okay, go. And I was always like, I hope people aren't that dumb. But this is a story that illustrates why that person's there. Because this guy didn't even go down the slide. He ended up in a water support slide or water support pipe or something like that. Bruh, that wasn't even the ride. That wasn't even the ride. Okay, I was on Baywatch.
Redemption Soul says, I've heard it all. Schoolboy on Baywatch.
Swear to God, I worked at Blizzard Beach. If you've ever been to Disney World, Blizzard Beach has this tall, this really tall water slide. If you stand at the top of this water slide, you can see you can see all of Orlando. You can see what do you call that other park? God dang, I can't think of the name now. So there's Disney, and then there's another huge like amusement park out there in Orlando, and you could actually see the other part from this one here. But yeah, I was a lifeguard for Blizzard Beach at Disney for like a year. I was also the weed man, and so like I ended up getting sent home because I got caught with the herb and shit.
Allegedly, you got sent home for allegedly having herb. That's what they said, man.
Oh yeah, allegedly, yeah.
Yo, Steph, your thoughts?
No, man, his parents must be ashamed. Can you imagine having to break this to your family that oh man, our son, Chip just died. What's the nigga name?
I guess it was something Kelly, but they're gonna ask you like, how did Kelly die?
Yeah, how did Kelly die? Yeah, motherfucker got caught in a water support pump system. Oh, he worked. Oh, he worked. Oh, he worked. No, he ain't worked there. He broke in. And hopped in the
He didn't even go down the slide. He ended up going down the pipe.
Listen, your parents are going to have to grieve because you stupid. No other reason. This is one of the things that's completely avoidable, man. I feel bad for his parents. I don't necessarily have empathy for the gentleman himself.
Okay,
but
That shit is crazy though. Because could you imagine though being on the receiving end of that story though? Like you haven't seen somebody for a long time, and you're getting a little update. They're like, yeah, my son died, and you act interested, and they just tell you this story. Could you hold a straight face if they told you the story?
You'd be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good, man. How you in? Oh, I'm great. How's Chet? How's Chet? How's he doing? Oh man, Chet died. Oh no, how did he die? Well, he had broke into a water park and got stuck in the water support system in the pipes.
Yo,
like what?
I don't know. I think I was smirk. I think
Why did he do that?
Right, basically, and that's what Precious' point is. Why did he break into the water park? Those kooky white folks, it says.
Hey, I don't even know if they white folks. It's just a pretty good assumption. Did we see any people?
You know what? Let me go back to the page. Is they're in Arizona?
Yeah, because black people not like. I'm not gonna put my freedom on the line to break into a water park when it's closed.
And his name was Ryan Kelly. So
it's looking real white right now.
Yeah.
Slide, slipping the slide. Karma called an audible and you die.
Karma called an audible and then you die. Classic. That was classic. Bars for days.
Salute the Mills Lane for those bars. Redemption is laughing. Precious says, can you imagine Schoolboy running in slow motion to your rescue? And then the buck teeth attempting mouth to mouth.
Hey, Steph, man, I think you need to mute your mic, bro. But anyway, yeah, man. So honestly, I was actually a really good lifeguard. I actually got letters from making rescues, and like a Marine was there, and he just didn't get there fast enough to make him feel better. He wrote a letter to my manager like, "Yo, I was just about to save this child that was drowning, but your lifeguard jumped to the gun and got there before I did." You know, I was a great lifeguard, man. I really enjoyed that job.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So there you go, Pressure. Redemption says, Pressure, goddamn. And then Pressure says, he went down the wrong pipe.
Hilarious.
Keenan Khan says, sound like an awful way to go. Keenan Soul said he was 31 and homeless.
What they didn't say was he was on drugs, because that's some shit that somebody who's on drugs does.
And then Redemption says he had to been white. And yeah, I mean, one thing I didn't hear because I skimmed through the article was his criminal record, but if he had one. But just to speak about a little bit more dumb shit, in Steph, this is your state. Y'all know. Vlad comes to us from Vlad TV. Florida men carried out burglaries while wearing GPS ankle monitors. A trio of men on release from South Florida, from the South Florida area, were arrested while authorities connected them to a string of burglaries via their GPS ankle monitors. And then they go on to say their names. One is 21, one is 19, one is 18. They were arrested Friday, and police seized $150,000 in cash, an AK-47, a Smith & Wesson handgun, cell phones, iPads, jewelry, designer handbags, ammunition, blank checks, fraudulent debt, and credit cards, and a stolen vehicle. Police in Hollywood, Florida, allege that the men belong to a criminal organization that commits fraud, burglaries, gun theft, and other criminal acts throughout the South Florida area. Authorities noted that Hall, Williams, and Hill each face gun charges of burglary, grand theft, and racketeering. Hall faces 35 counts. William and Hill are facing 29 and 19, respectively. So there you have it. These dudes were fresh out. Ain't nothing to go back. Schoolboy, your thoughts on these?
I mean, did they forget that they had ankle monitors on? Like, how do you burglarize somebody with an ankle monitor on? Like, it to me, it seems like maybe they just wanted to go back to jail. Like, you know what? I miss laying down next to my girl. I want to go back and bunk up with my celly, man. I wonder how he's doing. You know, I love it. And from what I've heard about those jails in South Florida, they ain't nothing to mess with. Like, it's not cool to go to jail in South Florida. It ain't comfortable, you know. So, but you know, these cats are like they about their life. You know what I mean? So, you know, maybe they're gonna do well in here. I don't. That guy on the left though, man, he look kind of. He don't have the complexion for the protection up in jail. So I don't know, man.
Steph, your thoughts?
This is embarrassing on many levels because they black from Florida and it was beyond stupid. But if you ever seen Orange is the New Black, you've seen the episode where Piper puts her does something to get herself put back in jail, or she gets her homegirl put back in jail or something. But anyways, just to be around their jailhouse lover, anything to be around their jailhouse lover. This is what is. You can't be that careless to where you robbing people with an ankle monitor on. All three of them, was it just one? I'm not sure.
Let me see. They just say there. Yeah, they say their GPS ankle monitors, plural.
God, that is so stupid. Like three of y'all and none of y'all put that. So you know what? We should chill the fuck out because we are being located at all times.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. It definitely seems like they have no problem going back. Recidivism has nothing on these dudes. You know what I mean?
I'm going back to county.
Yeah, and redemption says institutionalized. She said plural, so yeah, because monitors was right there. Yep. Mills Lane says Florida man. At least, at least they didn't go live on IG. I guess. I mean, I could definitely see them going live with this dumb shit on IG. But
you might as well. You might as well have. You told on yourself.
Right, and Precious says they all look like lazy ass baby mamas. There's that. But I guess if I had to play devil's advocate, you know what I mean, or stupid advocate, they're all young, you know what I mean. I think the oldest one was 21. They obviously are, you know, deep into the criminal life. It's nothing new to them. And when you do something over and over again, you kind of just get more used to it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you first start smoking in your house before you move out. It's like you start and you try to hide it, and then you just get bolder as time goes on. You know what I mean? So, they could have been, doing dumb shit since young, getting away with dumber shit that we have no idea they got away with, and they this is just an everyday occurrence to them.
Did they think the people weren't going to call and report these said crimes? You think nothing was going to happen? You think nobody was going to ping your location? It's so many things that you couldn't possibly thought you were going to get away with an ankle monitor on.
And cell phones and iPads.
But, oh my God.
But also, so the last thing I would say in their defense is, what if they were really high? Could this be a result of drug culture? Could they just be some, you know what I mean? Like they just on one. You feel me? Like,
now, also a lot of times when you see these really criminal, like people who are dumb criminals, like unfortunately, and this is sad to say, but a lot of times like their parents was on drugs. They really do have mental deficiencies. Like maybe these cats, like they look normal, but their brains are fucked up. Because that don't make no sense. Like, I have an ankle monitor on. Like, in order for you to have an ankle monitor fitted, the law enforcement officer has to tell you, hey, you have to keep this on your ankle. We're going to know where you are all the time. They tell you everything. Like, hey, we need you back at home before 9 p.m., okay? All right.
I was just like getting that too. They got a curfew that they got to be in by, man. How the hell you out robbing people? You got a curfew.
So, I mean, that's a good point. If I just had to speculate off how they look, homeboy with the premature dreads, with the premature, I guess the Bantu knots, he looked really angry. He looks like the angry one. Homeboy on the other far, I guess my left, but if you're watching on your left, yeah, on the screen's left, he looks like he does have a mental problem. That one on that side, he looked like he would be the one with the actual mental problem. The other guy on the far right, he looks like he's angry. The guy on the far left looks like he definitely is spaced out. You know
The
what I'm
nigga
saying?
without a chin look slow too. The far right.
Oh, no. I mean, he looked angry. Like, to me, I just see anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't give a fuck about nothing. But then homeboy in the middle, he don't look necessarily like he got mental issues. He just look like deficiency. He look like he's just a dumb. He's just a dummy. He look like the idiot. You know what I mean? Like the true stupid one. So he might be even the leader.
I'm about to say he'll probably the motherfucker, the brain trust behind the whole operation.
Kaiser Soze or whatever his name was.
If we had to speculate, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, before we close out, I just want everybody to know that and we're going to get into this briefly. It is a topic, but we don't have to go into it crazy. But I want everybody to know that Megan Thee Stallion is doing better. She's doing better. Her scars are healing up. This comes to us from Vlad TV. I don't know. Have you guys seen the picture of the gunshot yet?
Yeah, it looks disgusting.
Yeah, it's real bad.
It's healing. It's healing. You know what I mean? So there's the pictures. And obviously she is not in a place where she can't walk. She's also, I think she's even also coming out and she spoke on it. You sent me something, Steph, that I didn't watch. Is this her speaking on
the disrespect? Yeah, that was her speaking on it.
No, I didn't watch it yet because for the show, but I was saying I didn't watch it in general too. I could have been seeing it just in general. So I haven't watched it yet. So I'm saying that way. But let's see. Oh, but you're also a Megan fan, right? So do you follow her on IG?
Nigga, what? Nigga, that's eye candy.
So do you watch all her lives? You watch all her lives?
I don't watch them all. I watch what I can. She be dropping. What she used to before pre getting shot and before she got really really big. She used to drop freestyles on her page quite often, and she can go. She can really rap.
All right. So what does she say in this video? How much of it should we watch?
I think you get what you need if you jump to about 15 seconds. And it's not even 2 minutes. Before you get to what we need, you only need 2 minutes.
All right, that's a bet. So I have the video right here pulled up. Let me see what she's talking about.
I'm so, and y'all gotta know I am the nicest, the most calm, just cool ass woman. Like, I don't be fucking with nobody. I don't do nothing to nobody. But y'all motherfuckers really dragging it. Like, I try to just be cool, stay out the way, because at the end of the day, I'm really a real bitch. Like, I'm from Houston. I'm from the motherfucking South Side. It ain't like let me go run and tell my business to the motherfucking internet. Let me go run and tell my business to the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been that type of person. Like, but I'm not gonna let y'all keep playing in my face. And I'm not gonna let this nigga keep playing in my face either. So, since y'all hoes so worried about it, yes, this nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie? I don't understand. I tried to keep the situation off the internet, but you dragging it. You really fucking dragging it. Motherfuckers talking about I hit this nigga. I never hit you. Motherfuckers was like, oh, she mad because he was trying to fuck with Kylie. No, I wasn't. Like, you dry shot me. Like, everybody in the car, it's only 4 motherfuckers in the car. Me, you, my homegirl, and your security. Everybody in the car arguing. I'm in the front seat. This nigga in the back seat. I get out the car. I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue no more. I get out. I'm walking away. this nigga from out the backseat of the car started shooting me. You shot me. I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that. When the police, because the people in the neighborhood, there's a witness. When the police came, because the neighbors called the police, this did not happen at Kylie's house. This happened damn near back at the house I was staying at. I was just trying to get home. We was 5 minutes away from my spot. The police come. I'm scared. All this shit going on with the police is shooting motherfuckers for anything. The police was literally killing black people for no motherfucking reason. Soon as the police tell us all get out the motherfucking car, the police is really aggressive. You think I'm about to tell the police that we niggas, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up? Nigga, I'm scared. It's a fucking helicopter over us and some more shit. Why the fuck would I tell the laws somebody got a gun in this car and this nigga shot me? So I can get shot, you can get shot, she can get shot, he can get shot. I ain't tell the police what happened immediately right then because I didn't want to die. I don't want the police to shoot me because it's a nigga with a gun in the car. I'm leaking, I'm bleeding. Motherfucker, somebody, I'm lying, bitch. Did I pay a helicopter to come over me and record my feet leaking blood? No. How the fuck I'm gonna fake that? I didn't tell the police nothing because I didn't want us to get in no more trouble than what we was already about to get in. The fuck? I get to the motherfucking hospital, the police bitch being so rude to me. Well, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, you're being detained, da-da-da. Ma'am, I'm being detained, I'm leaking. But I'm still not saying what happened. Shit crazy. The motherfucking doctor, the police finally let me go. I ain't go to jail. Them 3 motherfuckers went to jail. I get to the hospital, the doctors do x-rays on my feet. Oh, ma'am, you got bullets in your feet, got bullet fragments in your other foot. I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them, like, nah, I didn't know I got you know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like, I've never been shot before. I don't have to lie about that. Why would I lie? You want me to be a bad person so bad, and y'all motherfuckers want to believe the lie before you believe the truth. Stop trying to come on the internet acting like a black woman, a grown-ass black woman, really got any reason to be lying on another grown-ass black man when all the shit fucked up going on in the world right now.
Okay, strong words. So I guess now it makes more sense to me. The articles coming out. I'm looking at one article from Los Angeles Times where they say Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office revealed Wednesday that it's reviewing a potential charge of felony assault with a firearm in a case in which rapper Meg Thee Stallion was said she was shot. Yeah, so they basically saying, I think I saw somewhere where they had him, they detained him already. At very least, I know they're trying to charge him with a felony assault. You know what I mean? So she's going to tell, basically. And she didn't tell sooner because she said she didn't have the opportunity to say it in a place where she was comfortable. Thoughts? I'll start with you, Steph, since you send it. I feel like we should have led with this fucking story. Like, I didn't know she was just straight telling them. You know what I mean?
Nigga, I thought you watched it. See. But anyway, yeah. I just, this is one of the reasons why I can look at you and Schoolboy, Schoolboy in particular. Too bad Vanessa ain't here. And I can simply say from the bottom of my heart, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
What did I say? Allegedly when his name was brought up?
Yeah. You said allegedly, but it was only one. It was only one nigga arrested for possession of a gun.
Right. But you have to say allegedly before these things are proven. But yeah, he shot her. Schoolboy, your thoughts? She's speaking up on it, man.
I mean, she should have been speaking up from it on day one. Here's the thing. Like, I think a lot of young people don't really understand snitching. A lot of people don't understand snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're out minding your business and you get into an argument with someone and they pull a gun out and shoot you, you're well within your rights to tell the police, this idiot shot me because we were talking.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You're not committing a crime with this person. Tell on him. Get these people arrested. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you shoot me and I live and I don't shoot you back, expect the police to be coming to your house. I'm telling. I want you to go to jail. I want to write a letter and just say hi and send that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to protect you. What are you protecting Tory Lanez for? Here's my other thing, though. What were they arguing about that had Tory Lanez see you get out the car and say, you know what? The fuck is my gun? Shoot this bitch in her feet. Yo, I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, what were they arguing about that made him shoot her? And then I heard her start going towards the whole, and this is why black women did. Come on, man. Come on. It ain't about black women. You chose a bitch ass nigga to be in a car with you who was gonna shoot you. That's on you. That ain't all black women, and that ain't all black men.
Again, who on God's green earth would have guessed this nigga would have went to the extreme of shooting? Because you don't get no further past that. That's extreme as fuck. To pull out a gun on somebody and shoot.
So you're saying she couldn't have seen it coming, basically?
You can't see that coming, bro. Schoolboy, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me, schoolboy. I am the captain now. Could you have seen that coming?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. You know, first of all, this guy's small. He like 5'2", right? And I know that somebody who's 5'2" is in my back seat with a gun, and we having words and what's getting hot and contested. I'm not gonna take my eyes off of this person.
Who was to say that she knew he had a gun? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been concealed. You ain't just waving around. Yeah, I got that heat on me.
Like I said, I honestly want to know, like as far as much as he's not justified in shooting her, I just want to know what the argument was. Like you got Meg, her homegirl, your security, and Tory Lanez. They all in the car arguing about what? I want to go to McDonald's. Well, I want Burger King. Well, I want Wendy's.
Somebody sniffed the last eighth, allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yo, I said I was gonna get the corner of the bag. Well, I said I wanted to lick it. Like, okay. Anyway,
off topic, slightly on topic. You know, see, I seen this video and I instantly noticed how pretty she was without the fake lashes, without the extra makeup, just normal face.
Yeah, I was like, who is that? I was like, you sure that's her? You know what I mean? Is that a fan talking about her? Yeah. She definitely looked different and in a good way. So when you spoke about Tory Lanez getting arrested for gun possession, he got arrested in the Hollywood Hills. They say, wait, hold on. He got arrested for a suspicion of gun possession originally. Yeah, it says Lanez was arrested on suspicion of carrying a concealed weapon after he was detained leaving the area before dawn, July 12th, in a vehicle that eyewitness said may have been connected reports to the shooting. So she didn't say anything soon enough, you know what I mean? And I don't think he got caught with it, is what that sounds like.
Again, imagine a rape victim being brought to the hospital and be like, who did this shit to you? Huh? Tell us right now, motherfucker. We need some motherfucking answers. Being all rude. You're not gonna feel comfortable opening up. That's just how victims are, man. You can't be. And she clearly stated that the police lady was rude as fuck at the hospital. Oh, you being detained? Threatening her with jail. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And she said she never been through anything like that. So yeah, I can understand that. You know what I mean? But she's speaking up now, and she has confirmed with us that Tory Lanez, in fact, did shoot her because they were having an argument, which is ridiculous. King Soul says her story sounds like some bullshit. She's already done live admitting how violent she has been in past relationships. Now she's saying how sweet and nice she is. For I smell bullshit. Come on now. I think she was in the video saying she's a cool person, right? But I mean, whether she was violent or not, or arguing or whatever the case may be, shooting her in the foot, we got to say that's extreme. And here at the Morning Rant, in the light of yesterday's episode, which was a little bit more turnt than today's episode, we actually gave you 2 episodes in one, I'm going to say, yesterday. And it definitely went crazy. Shout out to Soke from Montreal on the check-in who was on the show, a guest hosting, and really defending hoes and prostitutes having the same worth as women, you know what I'm saying, as any woman. And you know, in regards to the Meg Thee Stallion WAP song, you know what I mean? It kind of went left, and we spoke about that. And Miss Ravioli was there, and the whole cast was there. The majority of the whole crew was there. Even J Doug came in and spoke on some shit. But I say all that to say this: we at the Rant Network and the Ranters Union, we love hoes. Okay, we love hoes. I'm just gonna put it out there, and it's all.
Put the camera on yourself.
Yeah. And if you're a hoe, more power to you. If you're a prostitute, more power to you. It's all good. That's your choice as a human being and a woman to be a prostitute if you like. And your worth is no less than anybody else. You know what I mean? If you sell it for $40, $20, doesn't matter. So there we go. And Brooklyn Honcho says yesterday was epic. And yeah, so with that being said, this has been the Morning Rant. I'll thank Schoolboy and Steph for pulling up. And we're gonna end it with another song from Mr. Motherfucking Esquire. Maybe I might throw two in there. Most likely I'll throw two. But this is called I Love Hoes from Mr. Motherfucking Esquire. Salute, Schoolboy. Salute, Steph. Thank you for being here.
I got a confession.
Peace.
It's about time I be straight up with y'all and tell y'all what I love. I'm gonna let y'all know what I love. See, I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. All these hoes, man. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes.
I like hoes and bad bitches from Japan to Delaware. Bald-headed hoes, hippie hoes with flowers in their hair. Even big titty hoes with the sloppy derriere. Henny drinking hoes and hoes that only sip on Perrier. I like prostitute and hoes, give them 50, they suck cock. Bougie hoes that do that same shit for Balenciaga that look like socks. Even made a private IG just so I can follow hoes. DM them on the low. Man, nobody gotta know I like hoes, like Amber Rose, Kelsey Monroe, she sniffing blow. I give a fuck about who you fuck, ain't no way I'm strapping up. I be all up in her pussy with my thumb inside her butt, man. I like hoes, I love 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 hoes. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. Had this Bible thumping bitch run up talking stupid shit like X, I love your music but can't play it for my kids. Fuck your kids, bitch. I love hoes, hot hoes. Hoes don't get cold. My socks wrinkle and fold. She suck my soul out, curl my toes, ride my dick, touch your nose, follow orders, on with hoe. Hoes make my dick grow like when Pinocchio lion, hoe a lion no. Or for Thundercats when he yell. Old school cougar bitch, I fuck her wearing shell toe. Got white hoes, Asian hoes, Mexican hoes that can board the patrol. Hood hoes that get you 54-0. Came to the crib with the blicky in the coat. Corporate hoes that fuck for portfolios. Elderly hoes that survive polio. Damn, I love hoes. Just one night, I need just one night. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. I love hoes, 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 I love I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. That's my favorite song I did in a minute. I'm not even gonna lie. This is so stupid.
Fire right now, fuck. Fire, nigga. I'm on fire right now, fuck, nigga. I had the biggest comeback, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Paris with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition in the visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I begin if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with dollars. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. I spoke gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky closed. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Macho. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I popped the rhino, then she swallowed like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho. Rebel outlaw, reckless vato, ghetto desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like tacos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is the shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new hoe, sober watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Football throws in 2 holes, loopholes out with pool holes. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Bitch, I'm a Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gauchos.
Hi, I'm Brad Cowan, and in this video, I'm